simmer. Who got the keys to my blood clot bimmer? Big time driller, monkey to gorilla. Who is this woman that I'm seeing in the mirror? Drink 42 and smoke cigar. Name one time where I didn't deliver. Silent figure. I was just on the ends, dropping gems with my friends. I got a 33 pen and a pack of blems. Then got to go full black, circle back again. Rapping when nothing progressive, what's happening? Ooh, pain tolerance couldn't break us. Pay homage if you respect. Trying to get to the paper, hit it from Jamaica, might do me a favor. True. Big simmer, dipping 10 toes in the ice cold river. Bank got bigger, in a different species. Tunes in the locker, been waiting to unleash these. It's a no-show if you can't guarantee fees. I ain't got one threat to consider. Heaven and earth attached to one pillar. Rest in peace to Mac Miller. New Sims dropped to shake the whole shit up. What's next? We'll be here for months talking about prospects. Staying on my job, yes sir. And rain is against her. I'm ever resistant on my polyester. Run through the jungle, they should have never let her. Cuts and wounds, I hope never will fester. Yeah, big art collector, silent investor, film director. Beating on my chest, going ape shit, putting in a grave shit. Think that's what you make it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Betting News Network. Excited to have you with us on Monday, April the 27th. Oh, baby. Welcome to the show. This is your afternoon bet espresso. Excited to have you guys with us. Brought to you by our sponsors at Lucky Rebel. You can bet a little bit of everything we're going to talk about with that QR code right there. Yes, definitely. You know the vibes. Let's get this bread. Chat, thanks for being here. Welcome to your afternoon bet espresso. Everybody's favorite Monday activity. We absolutely love to see it. That's just Sook. That's DB, Danny Burke. My name's Sweatpants Jesus. Stoked to have you guys here. A little trio to finish you off on your beautiful Monday. And we've got another hour directly after us. The No Plays Off lads are directly following us. If you want to get your No Plays Off action, if you missed them last week, they will be live directly after us. So 2 hours, rocking and rolling. Beast McNeese knows the vibes. Excited to have you guys here, chat. Thanks for being here right here on the network. Lads, like Monday, how we doing?
Man, doing great. Trying to keep up with Sook over here with the fresh cut, baby. So,
right.
you know, we're trying to keep things rolling here. Feeling good about tonight. Plenty of baseball, plenty of hoops. And as always, excited for the good, bad, and ugly with you fellas.
Oh, yeah. Good, bad, and the ugly is like my favorite activity of the week, I think.
Chad, if you're here for the good and the bad, the ugly, we've got about half an hour of that, and then we'll give the plays after that. So, if Gerald, if you're in here, we'll see you for 30 minutes, and then we'll see you never again. But thanks for being here. Excited to have you guys with us. Brought to you also by our data sponsors at Rhythm. We'll have the Rhythm play of the day. We'll go dancing. DB found some stuff that he liked and the model liked as well on the diamond. We will talk about the really tasty slate we have in front of us tonight. 2 massive NHL playoff games as the Penguins stave off elimination and the Utah Mammoth look to take a commanding lead against the Golden Knights tonight in Utah. And then we will turn the page and talk about the 3 NBA games tonight. Maybe the Oklahoma City Thunder pull out the brooms, Magic and Pistons looking to possibly the Pistons even up that series. And then the late night tuck us in piece of the Nuggies taking on the Timberwolves. Huge games tonight across the NHL and the NBA playoffs. Big day, big night on the diamond as well. We got a lot of stuff to talk about with you guys, and we're excited to have you with us. And as you guys said, favorite Monday activity, good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm excited for today. Today's going to be fun. So let's get straight to it because we usually this show goes a bit longer. We don't have anything after us, but we got a hard out because the lads are taking over directly after us. So let's dive straight in. We do not have Sauce Man with us right now. He might join us in a little while, and we might have a special surprise appearance from one of your favorite peeps across the network as well. We shall see if he ends up stopping by a little bit later. But let's get straight to it, boys. Do you guys want to start with the good, the bad, or the ugly? Where do you want to go first?
Ooh, can we do the ugly first?
Sure. You want to go first then?
Sure. I'd love to.
Take it away.
My ugly is simple, and I'm sure we're all going to talk about it, but it's the Edmonton Oilers, better known as the Deadmonton Oilers. The city of champions hasn't been that in a long time. They have lost 3 straight cup final appearances, and now it doesn't look like they're going to make it out of the first round here against a team that just has a few young guys and then a bunch of vets, and they're just getting the better of them every night. And they don't even have the best goaltending. They're just finding ways to win and doing so in orange, which is supposed to be Edmonton's color, but now they look much better in it. So my bad, Edmonton. Sheesh. That goal was in. I don't even know how people were debating it wasn't. I saw really funny pictures and traces and outlines of saying, like, yeah, guys, it's not in. This is how a puck is shaped. But that was most definitely in. And Edmonton, you are bad. And I think Connor McDavid to the LA Kings or to a California team is going to come to fruition for sure.
So if that ends up being the call of the century, if Connor McDavid does indeed go to the Kings in the offseason, that will be clipped forever and ever. Amen. If you called that before the season even started. Yeah, tough scenes for the Oilers right now. Staring down the barrel of a 3-1 deficit. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl returning for this series hasn't helped at all. And, yeah, they look dead in the water. So we'll see if they can climb themselves out. I said bad. It was actually ugly. I mistyped. So my bad.
And just like a little note, because my family would laugh at this because they're dark. But DB, I don't know if you knew this, but my wife's grandmother just passed away this past week, and most of our family is from Edmonton. So I had all my family from Edmonton staying with us this past few days. So they were here catching all the L's on my TV. It was fun.
I mean, this is like so true right now, unfortunately, Stifler, which is just crazy, dude. But yeah. I knew I wrote down the Oilers and I literally erased it and I was like, Sook's gonna do this. I don't need to have this as my bad or my ugly today. I knew it was gonna get mentioned. All right, DB, what you got in the ugly category?
I think there's a chance you are going to have this, and I'm actually a little surprised you didn't talk about it earlier today on Any Given Wager, but my ugly is the Trailblazers. I mean, that was absolutely pathetic on that game yesterday. They led 58-41 at home heading into the second half. And it's one thing for them to allow the Spurs to make it a game. It's another for them to get outscored 73-35 and lose by double digits. Now, look, when I live bet, half the time I'm trying to get down to brass tacks and have some serious analysis. The other times I'm just sitting around looking to make a wager. And at this point, it was a ladder when it comes to hoops. Like NFL will be way more locked in. NBA kind of just messing around a little bit unless I'm doing props. And long story short, I have my preconceived notion. He starts out hot, then I'll look to fade him still if I have the under, for example. Did that with Rui Hachimura last night. But in this game, I'm watching it and I see them have this 17-point lead, or like it was maybe 13, 15 at the time. In the books, we're still laying like just only 2.5 with the Blazers. Now, granted, it was like right around minus $1.50, but I'm like, you're going to let me lay 2.5 with this team up 17 at home. I mean, come on, the Spurs probably come back, but Blazers should be able to hang on. It's nothing against San Antonio. I just figured that SPJ's Portland Trailblazers are competent enough to hang on. They were not, and I hate this team now, SPJ. They stink.
Back-to-back games, this team has just ripped my soul out, thrown it on the ground, stepped on it, and laughed at it. Just catastrophic collapses. And especially as someone who has the plus 2.5, Sook and I talked about this going into this series, that we thought that pesky Portland could be pesky. And man, they've looked so pesky, and then they just forget what a fucking basketball is, and it's so frustrating. They were not my list, but I didn't want to get pissed off about it again, because it's been infuriatingly frustrating to watch this team just play such good basketball for 2 quarters and then just, I don't know what happens at halftime. They just forget what they're doing, and Spurs make adjustments, and then they don't adjust back to the adjustments, and then they just get dog walked. It's really pathetic, and I hope they win randomly Game 5 just so I cash that ticket. But they ain't winning the series, unfortunately.
It feels like they had a lot of distractions going into it. The shirt thing drops before Game 1, even though that's in Game 3. That's just a bad look. You have people putting up videos everywhere, and then on top of that, like, Thiago Splitter, when he was asked what's going on with his coaching search, they're talking to college coaches, and his response is, hey, I'm just out here trying to be a professional. So it seems like the basketball gods were against pesky Portland from the beginning, but it's been great to see all those aliens in Area 51 play so well.
Weird situation that Wemby talked about after the game, too, about how they handled the concussion protocol situation. So he did say he'll talk about that in the offseason, but that was an interesting comment from Wemby. And also Wemby's been being a lot more petty recently, which has been interesting. But yeah, Danny, I absolutely hate it. I was like, surely they're going to win one of these fucking games. And God, the first one, I didn't even watch that one last night because I was busy because it was during the day. And I saw them up at halftime, and I was driving. I was like, oh, yeah. Looked again. They scored like 10 points in the third quarter, got dog walked, and then they never climbed back into it.
You would have been losing your mind watching them in that.
I lost my mind the first time around. I was learning my lesson there. Just a gross performance. So yeah, that was shitty to watch. So I'm with you on that one. All right, my ugly, and then we'll go to the bad, and then we'll finish off with some good. Now this one's a little bit off the beaten path, so I don't know if you guys have seen this today. And I don't usually like to kind of lean into these fan these types of fires and stuff like that. But my ugly today is Frank Isola. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he's a guy who hosts a radio show with Brian Scalabrine on Sirius XM, and he started the show, I guess today or yesterday, and absolutely made an absolute buffoonery of himself, because he started the show saying that he had to do some ad read because Kenny Beecham, who is, a lot of people know him as like an NBA guy that's gotten on Peacock, and now he has a show that's going to be on Sirius XM, and it's taking an hour away from this show that Isola and Scalabrini have. Boys, this clip is diabolical. He is like, I'm supposed to read that they're taking an hour of our time, and it's better for the network. And respectfully, it's not better for the network. We're getting an hour less. Who's this Kenny Beecham guy? Is he more popular than me? I've never heard of it. Scalabrini was like, Frank, just stop, man. Please don't do this. And he was like, no, I'm doing this. Like, I think that why is he getting an hour? I don't understand it. Like, I've been on PTI, and he was like, he's huge on. She was like, I don't care. He's got social media following. Who is this guy? Why is he taking an hour of our programming? Listening to this buffoon talk like this on a national radio show makes me want to not ever want to listen to your radio show. Like, pretending like your shit doesn't stink that much that you can't allow for this type of thing to understand was just diabolical to me. Now, I don't know if Kenny Beecham's going to have a good radio show, but listening to this idiot talk like he's like the best thing since sliced bread, brother, I didn't even know you had a fucking radio show. So, like, it was just gross to listen to. I don't know if you guys have seen this on the timeline, but it popped up, and I just really hate when people think that they're way better than they are at something, and then they like go off on a tangent like that. It totally changes the perception around them, and it shows who they really are and shows their true colors. So just an ugly situation for a guy like that when you're supposed to be talking about the quality hoops that are happening right now. So, Frank Isola, you suck.
Yeah, and Beecham's a young kid. Like, why aren't you trying to be like, okay, now we're getting some young, fresh blood on the channel. Get ready for the next hour. Be a team player, Frank. My goodness. I'm pretty sure Beecham, if I just Googling it quickly, he's the guy that's from YouTube primarily, and now he's expanding on to other platforms, which is fantastic to see because some of these dinosaurs don't provide anything fun or entertaining.
I'm telling you, go listen to the clip after the show. Like, you guys will roll your eyes aggressively, especially because Scalabrini can say some inflammatory shit too, but he's usually pretty tempered, and Frank literally started it, and Scal was like, don't do this, man. Don't do this on the show. You don't want to do this. And he tried to do it again. And then 3 minutes later, he was like, oh, I tried.
That's just being unprofessional, right? Like, you're airing out grievances on air. What are you doing?
It's just absolutely.
There's no scenario where that turns out well. Kenny's got 5 times the followers Frank does. I actually interviewed Frank like a couple years ago. Nice enough guy when I had him on, but he definitely does kind of have that attitude to him. But ridiculous move. Also, shout out Kenny Beecham, Chicago Bulls fan, so he suffers like myself. So.
Okay.
Just to, like, honestly, he was pissed off about it. But, fair enough, shit happens. But like, to make it sound so pompous like that, it was like, ugh, dude, like, this is gonna turn off so many people from listening to your show, which is the exact opposite of what you should be doing. You big
and just
weirdo.
Not to make it a weird thing, but it's an older, established white guy getting angry at a younger black guy getting an opportunity. Like, let's look at the optics, Frank. Let's look at the optics.
That's probably what Scal was thinking. Like, what are we doing, big dog? Ben, we're getting there. We'll have him in just a few minutes. Don't worry. Back half of the hour, we'll have a lot of bets for you in the NBA and the NHL and the MLB. So stick around for a few more minutes. So that was my ugly. I'll lead off into the bad to kind of kick off with since I'm already in the zone here. My bad is the fucking NBA Zebras, dude. What are we doing officiating these games? I don't understand. I mean, Williams has been very widely talked about in how he handled the whole situation with the Oklahoma City game. But then if you watch that Lakers-Rockets game last night, first of all, DeAndre Ayton should have never been ejected for that elbow on Alperen Sengun. That was a terrible ejection. But then at the end of the game, James Williams decided to eject the Lakers rookie, whose name I can't remember right now, and Holiday from the Rockets. For doing nothing. Like, they literally just came together for a second, and then he just decided to tee them both up and throw them out of the game for no reason. I watched that game front to back just because, again, it got out of hand near the end because it was a late night game and I was like, just wanted to tap in. But like, watching this game is like, it was so egregiously bad the way it was officiated. Not only were they, you can kind of pick sides either way, but I can't even choose a side because it was officiated poorly on both ends. The refs were trying to make it about themselves, and that has unfortunately been a trend in a lot of these games, which is taken away from the incredible basketball that we've seen. So we've talked about it a bunch this year, but it's been highlighted in a lot of these games. The referees are really trying to make it about themselves in certain situations. And unfortunately, it is affecting the players and it's affecting the play that we're watching on the court. So the NBA officials have been really bad. There's been a few that have been awful. Devin Booker obviously called out James Williams, and I'm calling him out too because he was awful in that Rockets game last night. Terrible, bad, stinky.
It just to share my 2 cents really quick. It's funny. I was actually watching some of these games and going, they're actually letting these dudes play. Like they're kind of letting them be more aggressive. So when it's been like good, it has been improving, but the bad has been so bad that it's overshadowing what I believe to be an improvement on letting these guys play. Now, that's really not counting the Suns and Thunder game, which I have not watched a second of that series, but I know that's just been egregious. But a lot of these other games, it does seem like they're letting them be a bit more physical, which I like. But yeah, some of those ticky tack things, the Aiton thing, and just how SGA is in general. I mean, it just seems like the extent of it is really exaggerated in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm. I can totally agree. The ref stuff, it always becomes a distraction, but this year it just seems like quick text, and that's not what you want. If you make a mistake in live play or out of timeout and it gets messy, guys are banging into each other, those are excusable things. But when you're quick to the trigger of ejecting guys or giving them text or just doing this and that, it just feels weird.
Yeah.
It's just trying to make it about yourself. And again, I like the fact, like you said, Danny, that they're letting them play. But if you're going to do that,
right,
do it for all 4 quarters and do it the same for both teams. You can't change how you do it based upon the time and the place. You have to stick with that for the whole game. The inconsistency is the biggest issue here. And as you said, the Thunder series is the prime example of that, but it's been kind of true throughout the entire playoffs. So, yeah, Zebras.
I'm glad no one got suspended, though, SPJ.
Me too. You mean for this Wolves game tonight?
Yeah, it's not officiating, but it's on the same ilk. Glad everyone's still in the game that's healthy.
I agree.
Just find them. They're rich.
Yeah, it's like a slap on the wrist. That's okay. Okay, who got a bad next? Who wants to go?
I could go really quick. Mine is the New York Mets. This team is just absolutely terrible. They keep screwing me, and I'm the dumbass who keeps betting them, but they're still just such a stupid organization. They need to get rid of their manager. They finally won 2 games after ending their 12-game skid. And then not only do they get swept, but they get swept by the Colorado freaking Rockies. And one of those pitchers was Jose Quintana, literally, at least when I've looked, the worst pitcher in baseball right now. And that came in the first game of a doubleheader. More often than not, when you lose one of the doubleheader, you win the other one, especially when you're at home and especially when it's against the Colorado Rockies. But my goodness, this team is a nightmare. Oh, and Nolan McLean was on the other side of the bump, who's a really strong pitcher. This team is just pathetic right now, and they have officially chartered into the territory of where I'm actively rooting against them now, no matter what. I just hope they lose out from here on out.
They suck, dude. Yeah. They're so bad.
And now they're going to go on a win streak. But
of course. We talked about it earlier. They're probably going to end up still being over 500 in the next 6 weeks or something random 100%. After they put it together. But yeah, right now they're awful. They are so bad. All right, so take us home. What's your bad?
My bad is kind of funny. I'm bringing you something outside of the sports world again. My bad is the aura for the T-Rex and the Jurassic Park movies. Now that franchise is going to have to change it up because recently a firm that was getting into the physics and biometrics of different animals did a study on the T-Rex, and they discovered that the T-Rex actually likely had a different gait than what we assumed. It likely didn't run flat-footed or on its back foot. It likely ran just on its toes, boys. And there's a lot of implications to that. That scene in Jurassic Park where the little boy is watching the glass and the ripple effect of the tremors, that likely doesn't happen because this was likely a giant animal that was much more fleet of foot than we thought, because they could probably reach their top speed 1/5 of the time faster than originally thought because of this new discovery. And they also think the top speed of a T-Rex was between 11 to 25 miles per hour based on the size of the animal. So basically 5 to 11 meters per second. So also Malcolm Gladwell, the chaos theory scientist from the original Jurassic Park, he would not have been able to outrun that T-Rex with that flare. He would have died. So the aura of the T-Rex in the Jurassic Park movies has become a little bit bad, but at the end of the day, it's pretty cool because this giant animal was a lot faster than we anticipated. And that's kind of scary because if you've ever seen an ostrich or an emu run, which is the assumption, which is how these T-Rexes ran, that is absolutely terrifying. A building-size animal just running flat like this and at top speed. So I found that to be very interesting. But now every single time I watch Jurassic Park, I will laugh knowing that it was probably a much quieter animal than we thought.
It was inaccurate. There's no aura. Negative aura for the T-Rex now.
You gotta think Sook's in the minority in that regard. That's gonna completely change the viewing experience for Jurassic Park.
He's gonna watch literally Jurassic Park now and just be like, this fucking T-Rex. It wouldn't be true.
Turn this crap off.
Yeah. Shaking your yeah. Fake dinosaurs. Crazy.
That's where we draw the line about this whole movie.
Hey, I was also the one.
Everything else is believable.
Hey, DB, between the last one, I actually did get mad because we kind of come to the consensus that most of these animals were most likely feathered. So I did want to see some feathered dinosaurs in the Scarlett Johansson one, but I was robbed.
Dude, I don't even like this is in a similar vein as me with scary movies. Like the Jurassic Park new ones are just so unrealistic because of all the crap CGI that I don't get excited for it. Like the old ones are great, but the new ones are just so electronically gross that it just doesn't move the needle for me as much.
I will say though, DB, the newest one with Scarlett Johansson rectifies a lot of that.
Okay.
They shot it on film. They changed things up. They didn't want it to be so blockbustery. They wanted it to be more of a family adventure. And I will say the scene where the family goes overboard on a raft and a T-Rex is chasing them, it's one of the best scenes in the entire series.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Let's go.
You can watch Scarlett Johansson for an hour and a half. It's fine.
That's worth the price of admission. I've never been a big Jurassic Park guy. Just not really. I mean, it's obviously great and whatever. It's not one that like peaks as like my childhood, you know. Like I don't think about that, you know. So, all right, let's finish it off on a positive note, and then we'll get to the bets that we have for you guys on this beautiful Monday evening. Danny, go first. What's your good today, man?
My good is Ayo Dosunmu leaving his hometown of Chicago. The best thing that could have happened for him is our incompetent front office trading him away for absolutely nothing. Dropped 43 points in the last game, was an absolute menace. I mean, the guy was on cloud 9, carried them to a dub. Had 25 points the game prior. Look, there's still a chance they could lose this series now with the absence of not only Dante DiVincenzo, but Anthony Edwards. Either way, this is the best thing for his career. Great game. Love to see it from a great player and great kid. So representing the hometown, good for Ayo Dosunmu.
You guys see the fact that they were chanting MVP in the crowd, and I was like, all right, let's not get crazy with it here. He said he thought he was playing 2K. But yeah, incredible performance. We'll see if he has a similar stamp on a game tonight, as they're going to need him to be just as good. I don't know how much better you can be, but just as good to stick around with the Nuggies tonight in Denver. So,
and not to add a little insult to your injury, DB, but did you see that graphic that was going around that the front office didn't get a first round for Ayo, didn't get a first round for Levine, didn't get a first round for basically anybody?
No one. Not a single player of all the caliber they traded. They didn't get a single first-round pick.
They literally just caused destruction and then said, see you later, and now it's good luck. I mean, what a joke. It gives me inspiration that I could be anything in this lifetime. If these morons who keep getting front office positions, especially in the city of Chicago, like kids keep dreaming for everything. It's actually true. You can aspire to be anything in this world because you get the dumbest people in the most important positions all across the world. It's remarkable.
I mean, look at Joe Dumars, gets job after job after job, goes to Detroit, gives Charlie V a max, gives Ben Gordon a max, then goes to New Orleans, and now he's openly talking about how he like talks down to players and tells players not to talk to him, and he still has a job. So congratulations, Joe Dumars. You are proof that, like DB said, anyone can be anything.
You're a Dumars. Also, if they hire Darvin Ham and not Rajon Rondo to be the head coach of the Pelicans next year, good God,
Rajon would be sick.
Rajon would be dope. Hands in pocket Ham ain't happening. Sook, what's your good?
My good, I'll keep it very short and sweet, but the Devils Wears Prada 2 just had a lot of its it's a debut premiere, and all the reporters are kind of talking about it. It's overwhelmingly positive, and now the movie is tracking between $80 to $100 million domestic, and that makes me very happy as a moviegoer. An adult drama centered around a real issue that is affecting our society today, which is something they weirdly kept under wraps. They talked about this just being a sequel, but at the end of the day, they snuck in a nice little storyline that does talk about our zeitgeist. So I'm excited for this one. My ass will be in a seat on the weekend.
I mean, Anne Hathaway's also aging like fine wine, man. Holy. All right. I'm excited for this movie. I mean, the first one was awesome. If you haven't seen the first one, go check that out. But I'm excited to see what happens with this one. All right, my good, and I'm sure you guys saw a lot of this on the weekend, but I just want to highlight the incredible stuff we saw in London over the weekend. Sebastian Solway in London, in the London Marathon.
Oh, yeah.
The first person ever in the history of the world that we know ran a sub 2-hour marathon. 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 30 seconds is what Solway ran at the London Marathon, breaking the predetermined record of ever going under 2 hours. He's an Adidas athlete. I saw a thing also that Nike tried really hard to have their athletes do it, and like Adidas beat him to the punch with Solway. So it's obviously, and I posted earlier today, if you hadn't seen it, like basically this is the type of thing that's not an athletic feat that I think is incredible. This is a like human feat that is just unbelievably remarkable. I want to read you guys just this list of how incredibly fast it is to run a sub 2-hour marathon. The breakdown is insane. 4.33 per mile pace. The record is for 1 mile is 3 minutes and 43 seconds, and he kept that pace 26 times. 2.49 per kilometer pace. He did that 42 times. Was faster in his second half, 59 minutes, than the first half, 60 minutes and 29 seconds. His average speed was 13 miles per hour for the entire marathon. The average men's marathon time for 5 kilometers is 30 minutes. Solway's 5-kilometer pace was 14 minutes and 10 seconds, which he did 8 times in a row. The world record 10-kilometer track run is 26 minutes and 11 seconds. Solway's 10-kilometer pace was 28 minutes and 19 seconds, which he did 4 times in the race. His 100-meter pace was 17 seconds, which he did 422 times in a row. The 21-kilometer per hour pace, or 13 miles per hour, isn't even available on some treadmills. Solway broke the previous world record by 65 seconds. Is there anything else? No, that's it. Just, and you guys have obviously run for various aspects. I ran cross country, so I know what like a 5K feels like in that specific situation. Never done like a half or a full marathon, but just to imagine a guy running a 4.33 mile for 26 miles in a row is just astronomical to think about. So congrats to this guy, obviously an alien among us, and just an incredible story, an incredible feat, and something we may never see ever again in the history of the world, which was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like it could be one of, if not the most athletic feat of all time. Like, it's insane. And you know what? I saw your repost about it actually, SPJ, because this should be getting more traction, or maybe I didn't spend enough time on social media because I didn't see it till you quote tweeted it. How about the guy behind him? He also finished sub 2 hours too, and that poor guy's not getting any traction.
Yeah, imagine being that guy and being like, damn it, I did something awesome too, and no one's talking about me. I had the exact same thought. But
he was also an Adidas athlete.
Yeah. I mean, this is the type of stuff that makes you just, how can you not, like, do you feel good about athletics and sports, and obviously just human nature? He was also a pace setter. I could go on about this for a while. I kind of deep dove into it some, but he was a pace setter originally. He actually didn't run any marathons, and then he got into marathon running because he was cooking the fucking pace. And so they had to be like, hey, why don't you go and like run the actual thing? And then I think one of the marathons he did in Berlin, they were basically saying like, there's no way that you can be this fast. We're going to just test you. And he was like, yeah, test me. I don't care. Test me 5 times a day. And they like tested him like 3 times a day for the entire lead up to the marathon, which was insane.
There was that other kid that broke Bolt's 200-meter, the kid from Australia.
Yeah. What is his name? It's like 2 words. It's like 2 words and it's the same word back to back. Oh God, he's also so fucking fast. He's like 19 too, or maybe he's even younger than that. Oh, what is his name?
Oh my God, his name is Goat.
Gout. No, it's Gout.
Gout.
Listening to these like crazy, like not non-professional, but Australian like announcers call these races. Oh, we got Gout running down. Oh, he's pulling away. Oh, it's Gout. Oh, it's peak center.
You know what's weird, and I just punched this into AI, even though we don't like AI, but a T-Rex would run a marathon in an hour, 2 minutes and 53 seconds if at top speed.
But does he have the stamina to run it?
Apparently, that's what the gait of being like running like an ostrich or emu gives you. That's why you get to your top speed 1/5 of the amount of time faster, and you can maintain your top speed because the biometrics are telling you you're not using the full physics of your leg. You're propelling forward on a little bit of biometrics.
This is First of all, chat, did you think you were going to get a comparison of a T-Rex running a 26-mile marathon today? Did you think that you'd have that mental image in your head? Because I sure didn't. But think this is, again, 13 miles per hour is 1 per mile per hour faster than the average golf cart. Try running next to a golf cart for 2 goddamn hours. Sheesh.
Holy fuck.
Exactly. Some big lungs. I mean, just incredible, dude. Like, incredible. And I think that this is mentioned here. Like this, you said it, Danny. I think in my lifetime, this feels like the most incredible athletic feat of all time. Just from like a overarching, there's been performances in like high stress moments that might kind of get close to this, but like just from a pure athletic feat, this feels like the move for sure.
People were saying that this was impossible. When Nike got disqualified for doing it, it was because they had like extra technology in the shoe. So they said like, oh, you can't run a sub number like that. It's impossible. And now 2 guys did it. My goodness.
In the same race
movie made about it. It's going to be like Ford versus Ferrari or the F1, the Brad Pitt one that just came out. It's going to be the same
DB, though, if I got my hands on writing that one, the movie would be centered around the guy that came in second.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, dude, see, now I want them to, they're going to make a movie about it for sure in like 2 years when the dust hasn't settled.
Yeah.
But yeah, crazy weekend of sports. There's the good and the bad and the ugly. And we did some good ones today. Nice little way to finish it off with some positivity too. All right, let's turn. Yeah, why do you like emus so much? Any reason for that?
Emu. He likes a commercial.
I just spent 10 minutes of my afternoon watching emus run so I could talk about this. So now I'm very like, dude, I saw one video of an emu being chased by a cheetah, but the emu was agile enough that once it realized it wasn't gaining distance, it turned around and pecked the cheetah in the face and then was able to gain speed again and then create distance. These are expert animals. Now imagine a T-Rex.
Have you not seen like the episodes of David Attenborough talking about emus?
No, I haven't. I'm not a big Planet Earth guy.
I'll send it to you.
Man, we need the Oilers to win. Otherwise, Sook's going to go down a rabbit hole of some other unique animal soon here.
Animals and mascots, apparently. All right, well, there you go. Joey Chestnut robbed and beat. That's funny. All right, let's turn the page. Let's talk about what we've got in front of us tonight. That was the weekend that was. Let's get after it. What's going to happen tonight on this beautiful Monday? Let's start on the diamond. DB, I'll let you kind of take us to your plays that you like on the diamond. Then we'll finish it off with the rhythm play of the day, and then we'll talk about the NHL playoffs.
Yes, sir. I got a couple plays posted at bettingnews.com if you want the full breakdown. But first play I've got Cleveland Guardians on the money line minus $135. They've got a stud taking the bump in Parker Messick, who's been great so far. Only 25 years old, southpaw. He's got a 3-0 record, 176 ERA. His FIP backs it up, 254, over a 48% ground ball rate, and his home run to fly ball ratio is only at 4%, which is just a tremendous mark. Tampa Bay's offense, they've been decent against lefties in April. They're about middle of the pack in weighted runs created plus, OPS. And in ISO, well, actually ISO, pardon me, they're 23rd. So they are lacking some power. So I think that's going to be what hinders them offensively. On the other front, Cleveland's offense has been much better against southpaws. In April, they're 5th in weighted runs created plus, 7th in OPS, 9th in ISO. Over the past couple of weeks, those numbers have gotten even better. I mean, their weighted runs created plus is up to 137 from 112. OPS has gone from 763 to 858. So there's been a vast improvement from this Guardians offense that was already really solid. And it's just really a good spot for them in general. Going against Mats, whose numbers really aren't too inspiring. They're fine, but nothing too crazy. He's got a 14% barrel rate, which scares me if I were to back Mats, which I'm not, and over a 40% hard hit rate. So I like the Guardians here to begin their series at a price of minus 135. And then to get a little bit more unique, I am backing the Pittsburgh Pirates in a bullpen-oriented game, but the Cardinals are on a losing streak right now. Their offense is still okay, but this isn't a team that should be playing as well as they already have been. So then piling up these losses really isn't too shocking. And Pittsburgh's offense has kind of regressed a little bit, but they should be able to get back into form against Dustin May, whose numbers are really bad. 584 ERA, almost a 400 batting average of balls in play, which is absurd, and a really low 64% rate of a left on base percentage. This should be a really tough spot for him, assuming the Pirates bullpen can hold up enough against these Cardinals bats. So I laid minus $130 with Pittsburgh. Those were the two plays that I wrote up about at bettingnews.com for today's slate. A little bit smaller than usual, but exciting to always start some new series. So looking forward to it this evening. Oh, you're muted.
goats are muted.
Oh, I had to fill in for Sauce. I had to fill in for V not being here. There were some nefarious activities happening over here. I was like, okay. So a couple money lines to get us off. Let's finish it off with the total. Let's go dancing in the Rhythm Lab. Danny gets to pitch it to you guys today. Danny's got his dancing shoes on. Let's see what happens.
This is the rhythm of my life. My life. Oh, yeah. I know you want to say it. This is the rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. This is the rhythm of my life.
All right, chat. Let's take it to the Lone Star State for the rhythm bet of the night. We are going Rangers and Yankees over the total of 8. Yes, we are getting that flat 8 at minus $1.02. May seem a bit scary with Max Fried on the bump for the Yankees, but the Rangers have been improving against Southpaws over the past 10 days or so. And more importantly, we're getting the hottest offense in baseball in New York, who over the past couple of weeks are first in ISO, first in weighted runs created plus, and also at the top of the charts in OPS against right-handed pitching. And they are going up against Jack Leader, who has a 14% barrel rate and over a 46% hard hit rate as well. So the Yankees should be expected to produce runs in their own right. And on the other side, if the Rangers can at least get you a few, then the Yankees can probably handle the rest. But the fact we're getting the flat 8, the fact we see the model likes it at Rhythm, provides us a good angle here. And make sure you check out Rhythm with these model powered bets. Use code VIBES25 for 25% off. As SPJ says, pay for models, not for picks. I think that's what he says most of the time, but you get the gist, folks. Either way, pay for the model, don't pay for the plays. And Rhythm has been crushing it for us. Excited to see what offense can be provided between the Rangers and Yankees tonight.
You get a golf clap for that. Well done. Well done. Yeah, pay for tools, not picks, chat.
That's what it is, tools.
And if it's the model, if it's the model variety, that's nice too.
You've just said model so many times with all these ladies. The last times you've done the read, just stuck in my head.
I know. I know it's in your head. Good job, DP. Well done. Over runs in Texas tonight. A slop gave a play on this game a little bit earlier today on Any Given Wager, which I know piqued your interest, which I liked a lot as well, which is the Yankees to have over 2 home runs, so over 1.5 team home runs. So anybody on the Yankees, just 2 of them to hit home runs, which obviously ties into the over possibly. So we shall see. All right, guys, let's turn the page to the NHL, and then we'll finish off the show talking about the 3 games in the National Basketball Association tonight. Yes, he is. Indeed, he is. 2 games. First one is an elimination game for possibly the Pittsburgh Penguins, looking to stay alive tonight against the Philadelphia Flyers in Pittsburgh. I'm not going to sell you guys this. I like the other play a lot better, but I like Sid the Kid again for his shots over 2.5. I talked with Danny about this over the weekend. I think this is a great opportunity back against the wall once again for Crosby to get over this 3 mark. He's hit this line in every single game of the series. They don't want to go home. They're back at home. You're getting a little bit of a juicy price at minus 140, which is why I don't absolutely love this play. But if you're going to give me Sid the Kid at a playable price for something that he's done in every game in this series and in an elimination spot at home, absolutely love it as well. So give me Sid the Kid over 2.5 SOGs. Shop around for the best available price, obviously, as always. And then in the second game, this one I like a lot. And I wish that Betsky was here. Betsky might be our special surprise guest, which I hope he will be able to join us. But unfortunately, Betsky is going to be not unfortunately. Betsky's going to the game tonight in Utah. He is going to the Mammoth taking on the Knights tonight, and he thought he was going to be able to join us from the barn, but unfortunately, the timing didn't work out for that to happen. So he has the link. Maybe he'll stop by at the very end of the show to give a play. But I'm sure that he would like this one too. Going to another SOG prop on the Mammoth side after a huge win. They're looking to really take a stranglehold of this series against the Knights, and I'm going with the young stud. Dylan Gunther, 4+ SOGs at a plus money price, plus 115. Don't really understand why this is plus money, and I'm going to happily take it again. Adam Rosenberg talked about this play when he came and joined us, which actually hit the last time he talked about it. Oh, go Mammoths. Let's go, baby. Hit this in every game of the series so far. Has a good hit rate against the Knights dating back to during the season and stuff like that. But I don't really care about that. This is hitting 3 straight games. And the reason why I like it the most is just the attempts. 12, 9, and 14 attempts in the first 3 games of this series. He has been absolutely ripping the puck back at home tonight. I think it's going to be a rocking environment. and I absolutely love Gunther for 4+ shots at the plus money price. Been doing the same thing with Matt Boldy, and he's cashed me out in every game in that Wild series. We're going to do the exact same thing with Gunther if they give me a plus money price once again, even if it doesn't hit today. So 4 SOGs for Dylan Gunther. I think this is let's go. Look, I think this is a really playable, really nice plus money price, and chop around to find that best available number as always. So a couple NHL plays for the kids.
When you had the Sidney Crosby play the other day, was that at 2.5 or 3.5 over the weekend?
2.5, same as today.
I kind of like you're able to. I mean, obviously people don't love laying -$1.40, but the fact that you could get it at the flat 3 for that, I kind of dig that.
Let's go.
It's been consistent.
It has. It hits 3. It just is a 3, but
you're gonna have to sweat for it. But you'll get there.
Yeah,
but the thing that the name escapes me, but that's what Coach does in Pitt. He runs all 4 lines equally, so it's kind of like that hey, you're not going to be tossed around lines, because even if you are jumbled around the lines, we're running 4 and we're running 4 solid consistently. So if the books are gonna leave the number the same place, then the coach is also going to leave the ice time at the same place, and that's kind of nice.
Well, and it's an elimination game. Last point on this too, the Penguins got to win at home. It's gonna be a crazy environment for them to stay alive in this series. The Flyers obviously want to kind of knock this one out so they don't have to go back home again to battle in a game 6. But this is another thing too. Just make sure wherever you are betting this, obviously our friends at Lucky Rebel, you can bet it there. But if you're playing at another place and you find a better price, just check to make sure that the lines do not say in 60 minutes. Because in these games, in the NHL playoffs, if they go to overtime, the second overtime, third, however many overtimes, you want to make sure that all those SOGs are counting. So make sure that you're reading the fine print there on some of those to make sure that you're getting the full game and not just the 60-minute lines for these SOG props. All right, guys, let's finish it off. We got a little bit of time. We've got about 18 minutes until we pass it off to the no plays off lads that are going to be talking about who knows what. But they'll have some fun with you guys in a little bit. So I'm sure be active in the chat and let them know what you guys are feeling with Kaufman, Sia, and Thorb, and Alex sitting in the shadows. NBA guys, here we go. Let's go. First game. So excited. Let's go. Let's go. That's better than that was an appropriate let's go. So good job. We'll start off with probably the most interesting game, and then we'll finish off with the other two. Pistons taking on the Magic in Orlando. Orlando has a 2-1 lead over the Pistons. Pistons desperately need to get the job done tonight so they don't have to have a 3-1 hole going back to the Motor City. 214.5 point total. Suck, I'll let you kind of lead us off, man. Do you think that the Pistons win this game, first of all? And then second of all, what are you kind of looking at here?
Well, it's perfect for me to lead off because I don't know what to think in this. I'm so surprised that we're sitting here. I don't have a play in this one. I don't know how to see this series. I thought the Pistons would steal one here. I thought Jalen Duren would beat up on the Magic front court. I've been wrong about everything in this series, and I looked desperately for a play in this one, but I'm actually just very surprised that Orlando, after being so lukewarm for weeks, is playing with such an edge against a team that dominated the East for a healthy portion of the season. They had the best odds to win and come out of the East at 27% on most prediction markets, on most books. They were favorites to win, and now here they are down 2-1 to a team that everyone who likes the NBA seems to hate the Orlando Magic, but here they are up a game. So I'm flabbergasted. I don't have a play in this one, but I am impressed.
Well, Sook, if you don't have a play, I could interest you in a few plays for this game, my friend.
Okay.
Pistons are going to win. Don't hold me to that. I said that last game, and we did not work out well for us, but I may or may not be looking to live bet Detroit at some point in this game. We talked about it earlier today in SBJ. I think you're kind of in same line of thinking. I mean, we still don't really have confidence in this Magic team. Moreover, Orlando shot 45% from deep. And after the Pistons came back, they should have closed that out. There were some ridiculous 3-point makes from that Orlando team. It was just absurd. So I expect Detroit's defense to play better and for them to bounce back. You know who mentioned Tobias PRA? Yes, Tobias is making the card. Obviously, he doesn't not ever make our card. But I'm doing rebounds and assists for Tobias Harris. Plus 105 was available earlier today. I'm sure you have to lay it now. I have no issues with laying it for Tobias Harris over 8.5 rebounds and assists. More often than not, I'm just betting his rebound straight up, but it's moved now to 6.5. 5.5 is traditionally where I've been betting it to the over. The big caveat here is what can he do with facilitating? Now, he's only getting about 2 assists per game, but his potential assists are at 4.7, which is actually second on the team throughout this postseason run. So he's averaging 8 rebounds per game. If we can at least maybe expect him to get, 7 and 3, then we're obviously sitting pretty at over 8.5 with a really affordable price. And his usage rate is evident by just watching, has ticked up a lot from the season to the postseason, 18% to 22%. So I really like this angle with Tobias Harris. Additionally, Asar Thompson, I laid some vig here, minus $140, but I liked getting him at 5.5 rebounds, guys. He got 7, 8, and 8 respectively in this series so far. Even during the regular season, he averaged just under 6 rebounds. So yes, it is juicy. And maybe you just go the flat unit as opposed to laying, 1.4 to win 1 if you don't want to risk that much. But I do think Thompson gets over 5.5 boards. Pistons defense, like I said, I expect them to be better. Should be more missed shots and more rebounding opportunities. And for the under you've all been waiting for, actually, that'll be the next one. You guys will hate it. But this one you might hate too. Desmond Bane under 19.5 points, minus 106. Scored 17, scored 12, and then he exploded, scoring 25 points. He hit 7 of 9 3-pointers. I mean, he's not doing that again. Let's be honest, guys. He went 9 of 18 from the floor. Other games, he was 2 of 11, went 2 of 7 from beyond the arc, 7 of 20, 1 of 8 from deep. He only averaged 20 per game on the year. And the Pistons, again, should return to their normal form defensively. So I'm just going to sell high on Desmond Bane here, under 19.5 points, minus 106.
Nice. I like all these a lot. I looked at Tobias again, the PRA. He's smacked with ease when we talked about him over the weekend, DB. I don't know, something about him today.
The points scare me a little. I think he may come back down to earth with a scoring a tad bit. That's why I just did the rebounds and assists.
I really like this Asar rebounds play a lot. I think that's a really nice look too. And then Godspeed on this one, but it makes a bunch of sense.
And can I just say, because chat's talking about it, Cade assist, this is something I did deep dive into a little bit. And that's why I kind of like the DBs going with the PR, because Cade's potential assists have been off the charts, 17, 22, and 14 in the first 3 games here, but he's not getting that many assists. In the game that he had 17 potential assists to open the series, he only ended up with 4 actually. So the Detroit Pistons are very much struggling as a young team in these playoffs. If you like it, then I would say there's nothing telling me not to take it, because the potentials are off the charts, and Vsauce is the guy that taught me that, hey, dude, he's not going to stop passing the ball.
Just got to knock down some shots. Just to round this out, I don't have any bets in this game. I really liked your Asar angle. I kind of looked at that. Paolo is like that. What is the meme of the girl from that show that kind of looks at you really cutely, and they do the whole meme about it, and someone looks at you in a way and you want to bet it and you don't end up doing it. You know what I'm saying? I guess it didn't land with you guys, but
I don't think which one it was.
That's how Paolo's looking at me.
I can't believe you don't have any bets in this game. I'm actually stunned.
I kind of kept it a little lighter on the NBA today. Probably a mistake, but I knew we were going to have something in this game, probably for the lay, so I'm down to just roll with it like that. But I really like Paolo's RA a lot. He flirted with a triple-double last game. His line's 13.5. It's hitting back-to-back games, 12 boards, 9 assists. He's looked really, really good. I even looked at his PRA, but every time I press that guy's button,
you can't trust that guy.
I can't. I just can't. And I feel like the Pistons really do come out and win this game tonight. So I think if they're going to do that and it's being substantially a good effort, Paolo's probably going to have to be a little more pedestrian than what we've seen so far. So lean really heavily with Paolo. I really like your Asar play. Looked at Tobias. I also think Cade, his points looks very tasty. Betted earlier this series. He's hooked me so many times. So I'm going to lay off, and probably he'll have a 35-point game. But I think Cade comes out tonight and plays like the MVP candidate that we saw all season long, and that they even up this series, and then it's a best of 3. So PB Noj might be PB Noj tonight, but yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Is it the one where he's walking with his girlfriend and looking back at the other?
It's like Anna Aramis or whatever.
Oh, is. Anna de Armas or whatever.
Yeah, and she's like staring at you, and it's like when people say how someone's looking at you in the first round of a fantasy draft or something, or all of these.
Yeah. Oh, is it the one with her on the beach?
Yes, on the beach.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, that's how the Paolo button's looking at me right now.
It's not even a meme. It's just a picture of a hot girl.
Well, there's a meme version of it where it's like different flashes from different movies. Yeah. Alex knows what I'm talking about. Right, he knows. He's probably trying to pull it up right now. Okay. Let's turn real quick before we move on. Do we all think the Pistons get the job done tonight? Suck, you sounded a little more hesitant. Do you think they win?
I think they do win, and I do think some of these guys, the role players, the other guys that we've seen not really play up to their potential. I think like a guy like Beef Stew might do well. There it is. Bring that back up, Alex.
Bring it up. Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's how Paolo's all of his props are looking at me tonight. So hey, but sometimes you have to resist the urge, you know. Sometimes you got to be good. I'll probably regret it, but we'll see. Okay. I don't know how much time we're going to spend on this one, but let's see. Suns taking on the Thunder. 11.5-point dogs are the Phoenix Suns, looking to stay alive in this series and not get swept. 215.5-point total. Full complement of players on both sides, except for on the Thunder side, who are still without Jalen Williams with that hamstring problem. Still no Mark Williams as well for the Suns. I do have a play in this game, but DB, I'll let you lead us off. Do you like anything in this one?
I've got nothing, so feel free to take it away, my friend.
Okay. Suckman, do you have anything in this game?
I do.
All right, I'll go first, and I'll let you kind of round us out then. I almost took his PR again because it treated me really nicely over the weekend, but I'm taking Dylan Brooks, and I'm taking his rebounding line. I'm taking it over 4.5. I got plus money on this. You can actually get plus 125s out there sometimes right now. No idea why this line is sitting at 4.5. Now, again, if you want to take the points and the rebounds and rip together, that's okay. He's been fantastic scoring the basketball, 30 points in back-to-back games. But 7, 6, and 7 boards in 3 straight games, regardless of the result of this game, Dylan Brooks is going to be out there causing havoc. And I think that he's going to have plenty of chances to fall into 5 rebounds. I like the ladder up to 6 or 7. And again, if you just want to take the the points line or the PR as well, that's cool with me too. He's due for a kind of a sneaky shooting night. So I'm kind of scared that might be tonight. But I just think the boards feels a little bit safer. So I like D Brooks tonight.
Let's go. He's been frustrated watching these games. He very much is the kind of guy that, like, whenever teams are game planning for him, they don't put the best defender, the third best defender on him. He kind of gets left as an afterthought, and that's why he thrived all season. But everybody on this Thunder team, if they're not a good defender, then they're wrestling you out on the court. So it's been tough.
And Stifler has continued to talk about Lou Dort over his assists at 25-1. If that's like, I might have, he's said it enough to where he's convincing, man. I might have.
Oh, Stifler has been talking about this since the AM. Lou Dort is coming off 3 assists last game. And weirdly enough, Outlier does not have the potentials on there, but he has 3 potential assists in 3 of the last 5 games. And if you think that without without J. Will out there, that he gets more ball handling responsibilities, then plus 2,500. My goodness.
I mean, just 2 is plus 250. For Dort, if you want to get a little spicy with it, which is hitting 2 of the 3 games of the series. Okay, Sook, what did you like in this game?
Yeah, I actually like this play a lot. Jalen Williams, I took his over 10.5 PRA. This line is actually hit in 7 of his 8 last games playing against the Phoenix Suns, and I think that this is really interesting here because Phoenix is 22nd to assists allowed to the center spot, and we've seen this guy get triple doubles. On top of that, guys, I don't know if you know this, but he shoots 72% of his shots from beyond the arc. He's up there with guys like Sam Hauser and just absolute 3-and-D specialists. He shoots the basketball at a high rate. So I think that with J-Dub out, the other J-Dub does step up. And I think that he has so many opportunities to do it that I just roped it all in, went with the PRA. It hit last game. I do think that we see him playing north of 20 minutes once again today, because if this does become a sweep as well, we will see a lot of the Thunder guys rest. So the 10.5 becomes a very easy ask. And DB, cover your ears, because there's one last point I had written down for V actually, but this is not just a bad matchup in general, but on Mondays, Jalen Williams shoots 56.3% from 3 and averages 10 points per game from 3. It's the only time during the season, only day of the week during the season that he averages double digits. So he likes Mondays. Today's Monday. It's not Wednesday, so we're not humping. But whatever you want to call this, we're going with Jalen Williams on Mondays because he seems to like them.
He woke up, checked the calendar, said, I'm trying extra hard today, guys.
It's my day. It's my day of the week. Big Monday guy. Jalen Williams. J. Will. Nice play, Sook. I like this. PRA is not widely available everywhere, but shop around. Make sure you can find it. All right, for the sense of time, boys, let's move and groove to the last game. 5 minutes until we pass it off to the No Plays Off lads. Denver looking to stay alive in this series tonight in the Mile High City, taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Obviously, as you guys know, no Anthony Edwards in this game, no Dante DiVincenzo for the rest of the entire playoffs as he tore his Achilles. 224.5 point total. 11.5 point favorites are the Nuggets, which is whack. I'll lead us off here. I really like this play a lot. This is probably my favorite today. I took Jaden McDaniels, and I took his rebounds and assists.
Ooh.
I really wanted to go back to Jokic. I'll probably end up doing that on my own little corner because you guys don't want to hear me talk about Joker again. But this could be the game that I was thinking it was last game, and he has a big one. But I really like Jaden McDaniels, 7.5 RA. If you want to just take the rebounds, go ahead. But I like roping in the assists. Back-to-back games with 3 assists. He's had 8 and 10 rebounds in this series in the last 2 games. And if you look at the hit rate in comparison with Anthony Edwards out of the lineup, it goes up even more. So I think there's going to be plenty of rebounding opportunities. I really like McDaniels at the 7.5 RA line. And again, if you just want to take the boards, that's sitting at a playable number at 4.5 as well. It's kind of lost a little bit of its value, though. So I really like Jaden McDaniels to keep being the thorn in the Nuggies side as long as this game stays close.
Let's go.
Guys, what do we do when everybody zigs?
We zag, baby.
We zag. Now, good thing this is at the end of the show, so I can leave after saying this. But I'm taking Jokic under 31.5 points, minus $120. He has to play good because their backs are against the wall. No, he doesn't. He's averages 25 points per game this series, and now his points prop, because you're assuming he's going to go up, is all the way up to 30 and 31.5. I get it. Yeah, that's how I feel pressing the under on this. It's disgusting.
Holy,
it's gross.
Danny Diabolical over here.
He'll probably drop 50. But yes, Jerry, let's go. Come on, baby. It's absurd. They just inflated the hell out of it. I don't hate the under PRA either. I just went with the 31.5. And defensively speaking, the Wolves have done well with it. Rudy Gobert, look, take Jokic out of the game, make the role players try to score. That's why the Nuggets have been struggling. They have no depth. They have no other options. Double team Jokic every time, make them beat you elsewhere. Jokic got very passive in that third quarter, which was ridiculous and why they lost the game. He goes over, so be it. But hey, he hasn't sniffed it really in relative terms to Jokic. So I'll take the stinky under here, guys.
Do you remember the last time you did this for Jokic?
No, I know that's what I'm saying. Like he may drop 50 by halftime. It's a very real chance that happens.
I don't want to take a guy who had his underwear stolen in the locker room after the game and threw an absolute hissy fit apparently about it. That's the type of guy that's going to get out and drop a 50-piece. So have you not seen this story?
I have not seen this underwear
Now,
story.
This might have been a troll account, but I'm pretty sure it did get cross-checked, and a lot of other people talked about it, that apparently Nikola Jokic's drawers got stolen after the game, after he was in the shower, and he was not happy about it, which I'd be pissed off too if I lost the game, and then your underwear got stolen. So, yeah. I don't know, man. Godspeed on this one, DB. Glad I didn't bet the Jokic play. We'd be going totally head-to-head here.
I got Jerry on my side, baby. That's all I could ask for.
You got a samurai.
I got one person to support it.
Let's go. Real quick, do you guys think the Nuggets extend the series tonight? I mean, it's 11.5 point spread. They should, right?
Yeah.
They should.
I think I'd honestly lay the points with Denver if I had to, believe it or not. Just because usually, you get that spike when your players go up, but then the next game, you come back down to earth a little bit. Denver should be pissed. So it wouldn't shock me if Denver wins by 18 plus.
That's why I took the play that I did. I took Naz Reid over 7.5 RA. A little juiced, but it's got a great hit rate against this team. 3 straight, actually, just in this series alone. And if this game does get out of hand, then Rudy Gobert will be rested. He will be taken care of because they're still up 3-1. So if this game turns into fuckery, I think Naz will still be out there.
I like it. It's kind of a little bit of a contradictory to although both of our guys can hit, but we both went kind of the same angle, just with a different dude. So same line too, which is pretty interesting. All right, guys, about a minute and a half away from passing it off to the no plays off guys. You get a little bit more action. I have no idea what they're going to talk about. I don't even know if they know what they're going to talk about, but it's going to be a fun time for the next hour with these lads. So stick around right here on YouTube, on X, or on Twitch. Boys, let's click the parlay, and then we'll pass it off to these guys. Where do you guys want to start?
Jokic under. Absolutely.
Jesus Christ. Are you serious?
I won't make everybody suffer through that. No chance. It'll just be a solo mission.
Well, do you want the Bane under in here then?
You guys, SPJ, I know, liked my Thompson over rebounds. And if we want to, parlay wise, lay a little bit of VIG, I think that's okay.
Yeah, I like that. So a SAR 5.5, right?
Yeah.
Or as Suck likes to call him, Azur.
Azur.
A sore. His brother was great yesterday. Cashed me out. A sore over 5.5 rebounds. Okay. Sook, what's your favorite today?
I think the PRA, but it's not widely available. Can you get the RA for Nas?
Oh, I thought you were talking about J-Dub. Can you do Jalen Williams' PRA? Because it's Monday.
Yeah. Yep.
Danny. Making you do it because it's Monday.
I told you to cover your ears.
We can get 9.5 for playable number. How about that?
Perfect.
All right, 9.5, Jalen Williams. Do you guys want to do D. Brooks rebounds or do you guys want to do Jaden McDaniels RA?
I would lean. I'm just a sucker for rebounds, so I would lean toward that, but I could be convinced otherwise.
And
So-
I'm a sucker for Dylan Brooks, so that tells you what we want to pick.
There we
Everything
go.
you need to know. Dylan Brooks, 5 boards. And then do we take a baseball player or a hockey player to round us out?
I kind of like your Sidney Crosby play.
Okay, man. You down for that, Suck?
Oh, always ready to wager on the legend.
Sid the Kid. All right. Sid the Kid, 3 shots. Dylan Brooks, 5 rebounds. Jalen Williams, 10 plus PRA. And then Asor Thompson, 6 plus Azur rebounds. Plus 7, 16. So not like a crazy plus 1,000 guy today, but all very playable lines. A little bit of juice there. Nothing wrong with cashing a little 700 plus.
No one's
700
going to be
start
mad
the
about
week.
hitting a 7-1.
No, sir.
No.
Absolutely not. Add Jokic under if you want to get real spicy, chat. There you go. Come on now. Great stuff, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in today for your afternoon bet espresso. But don't go anywhere. We're going to pass it off to these lads for a little bit of no plays off action. The Best Espresso 4 is right there. It'll be tailing on the timeline. That's Danny Burke. Follow him. That's Just Suck. Go follow him. My name's Sweatpan Jesus. And you're going to have 3 of us go away. You're going to have 3 more beautiful lads come in here and give you guys some more stuff. I have no idea what these guys are going to talk about. It's going to be awesome to listen to. Mr. Bowling, you ready to press some buttons? Let's do it. You guys came for the winner. Stick around for more vibes. Enjoy. No plays off.
What up? Adam, what up? Look, yeah, the mic's hot, baby, take no days off. Them other pods, everything that they say soft. No plays off, no plays off. Yeah, the mic's hot, baby, take no days off. Them other pods, everything that they say soft. Adam, see it, it's no plays off.
Wow. Let's do it again. No plays off, back at you here on BNN, and not, well, I guess kind of in the nick of time, boys, because well, we continue to bounce around the calendar, and we did not have a show last week. For the first time, actually, since launching this show, we missed a week, but we're going to make it up to you, or at the very least, make it up to ourselves. We're going to have 2 shows this week now, obviously, and another one on Thursday. See ya, Thorb, Koff. How are you guys?
I'm doing great. I'm psyched that we have 2 shows. I have a lot to talk about. I put out my wish list.
You did.
We got sports topics. We got non-sports topics. We got Thorb here, who, by the way, released a little tune for Keith Stewart and some of the golf faction of Twitter. It's a pretty good tune, Thorb. So congratulations there. But yeah, I'm doing great.
Hey, thanks, man. I'm doing good too. You know, I did do that little tune. It's Keith Stewart and Melvin Gordon, along with a few other people. So that was cool to do. That was cool to do for sure.
Melvin Gordon, the running back?
That's right.
Yeah. Big golf guy, apparently. So
Didn't know
him and Keith, they're trying to do how they described it to me was like the sort of like college football live version of golf.
Huh.
You know, yeah. So they're going to be traveling around like all across the country for like big events. Like I think they're doing this week. I think it starts this week at the Cadillac Championship, and then I think some majors too. And they go to like I think they're called 5 irons, like those simulator places, and they're just going to do it live from there, which is pretty cool.
Is this independent of Keith's Read the Line, or is this in conjunction with that?
Conjunction.
Oh.
Yeah, conjunction. Yeah. Because the guy, I don't know if he's the owner of Read the Line, but Dave Brummel, one of those. He's the one who reached out to like set everything up. So,
Boy, I feel like for that big promo, we should have gotten like at least $25 or something.
Yeah.
Like somebody should have
Some
given
sort
us
of-
something for all
that's
that.
a good point. That's a good point. Maybe I'll send this to Keith and be like, hey, what do we think about compensation here?
Yeah.
Little retweet anyway. Subscribe to the podcast. Something, Keith. You got to give us something back.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Well,
What do you got for me today, Sia?
Good to be together again.
Do you want to hear the wish list?
Before that, just because you were talking about Thorb music, that I had tweeted you and you were confused, Sia, which is okay. I didn't really provide any context to this, but I thought maybe Thorb would get it if he saw it. I don't know if he did. Thorb posted something on his Instagram yesterday or the day before of, I don't know who this kid is, maybe Thorb does, of a child running around playing youth soccer while rapping one of Thorb's songs about Scotty.
I did see that.
Yeah, that's
we're the official voice of micro soccer now.
I don't know the parents. I don't know the kid. I just randomly got tagged in it, and I thought it was incredible. I sometimes forget that, like, especially because a lot of parents tell me that their kids really enjoy like the recaps and everything like that, and I totally forget that kids listen to my stuff too, and then that really makes me think I got to dial it back on some things that I say because I forget about the kid audience. But apparently, they still let them listen to it, so that's good.
You could be the Nate Bargatze of new mainstream rappers, or I guess just the Will Smith. Just don't curse.
Yeah, I honestly enjoy not cursing because I think it's harder to make a full song without cursing, believe it, because I curse all the time. So I think it gives a little challenge. Yeah, me. Yeah.
Hey,
so,
you know what I started saying a lot? And at first it was like a joke to myself, but now I'm saying it all the time. Thorb, you want to guess?
Oh, I thought you were just gonna rattle it off. That's my bad. No, I don't have a guess.
I was gonna rattle it off, but then I thought if you guessed, your guess would be correct. I just say hell yeah all the time. All the time. And again, it's like I'm like trying to be funny, kind of, but then I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna adopt that now. So
I don't say it all the time, but I text it all the time.
Cursing is a sign of a higher IQ. Jeff Stenberg in the chat. I have a parlay out there, baseball parlay. Does anybody want to ride along with me?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
What do you got?
I mean, I know it's a yes.
I made one as well, but it was like a no sweat kind of thing. So it's reaching for the stars a little bit.
What platform? Talk to me.
So, I mean, you can make it anywhere. I got plus 125 last night, a plus 114 today. It's just it's a first five along with a money line. It's as chalky as it gets. Toronto first five money line with Dylan Cease is on the mound against who is it? Not Christopher Sanchez, Ranger Suarez.
Yeah.
And then again, chalky as chalky can be. I took that minus 150, minus 155. And I parlayed it with Dodgers money line, full game money line with Yamamoto on the mound against Paddock. And that got me to plus 125 last night. It's plus 114 or so now. What do you guys think?
I did again, this is like a bet reset kind of thing. So I dare to dream. Mine's like a 25-1 or something. But it does include the Blue Jays and Dodgers, both full game though.
All right. That's good. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the only reason I don't dislike your bet, but the only reason I went full game Blue Jays as opposed to first five is Ranger Suarez is capable of being good.
Yeah, that's fair. I just think Dylan Cease. The problem is, I mean, Dylan Cease is really good, but he's lost some batters. Like he's walked a lot of batters, so that scares me a little bit. Yeah. But anyway, I still like the play. Sia loves to gamble, says Stifler. Will you ride Lou Dort over 3.5 assists at plus 2,500? That can't be a real number, right?
He asked our guy Slop about this on Any Given Wager earlier today, as a matter of fact.
That's not a real number on Lou Dort, is it?
It probably is. He don't be dishing. He don't be dishing like that.
Is he speaking of you just used the word dislike? I don't think there's a player I dislike more than Lou Dort. And I said this some time ago when I was saying I don't like watching OKC. Can you think of a more dislikable player than Lou Dort? Name a name. Name a name.
Oh,
nobody comes to mind? There's got to be. If somebody's that disliked, they should come to mind.
Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen. Come on, that's like a Duke thing. Like let's fast forward to the present. Come on.
Well, my other one was even further back in the time machine. I was going to say Joakim Noah. I hated watching that dude. Hated him.
I get that. I totally get that.
You just hate OKC a lot.
Like Grayson Allen's not a cheap shot artist anymore. Lou Dort is a legitimate cheap shot artist. There's nobody more cheap shotty than Lou Dort in the entire NBA. Not even Draymond Green, not Desmond Bane. It is Lou Dort, and then it's everybody else.
Draymond Green's pretty goddamn close.
Yeah, he's still hanging out.
Yeah, but he's less of a cheap shot guy and more of a I'm just gonna like punch you in your face guy. Like Lou Dort's
he
like
tries to be
people
sly about it.
game.
He's just bad at it. He's just bad at that.
I don't think he's trying to be sly. I just don't think he cares, honestly.
While we're talking about NBA and betting, imagine that on this show and network. Let me ask you guys about this one. I don't know if we can shout out in specific books, but one that I know we're all on stateside. Did you see the early NBA up 10 win promo that is available right now?
Mm-mm.
So it's out there. It's on the one. It's on a fun book, if you will. Starts with an F anyway. And 10 up early win token is what is offered here. Now, the way this particular bet works, because I am debating how I would like to use this promo, and maybe we all ride together, or maybe you guys just offer your insights. The way this works is you put this, it's not a boost, it's a token. What that means, you put this on any money line in the NBA, not just today, across any game that's listed right now. You could do a favorite if you'd like. A dog probably makes more sense in this context, because all that you need is for the team that you wager on to lead by at least 10 points at some point during the game. Don't need to win the game. You could have been Portland last night, for instance. Could have been up 17 points at halftime and you lose the game. Just need to lead by 10. You cash your bet.
You're going to pick the Timberwolves, aren't you?
What's that?
You're going to go Timberwolves is what this is leading to, I believe.
So Timberwolves, I don't want to. I'm not. They're on my list as far as things I'm thinking about. I understand it. And
there's only two plays, in my opinion, unless your boost max is massive.
Plus 410, the Timberwolves, by the way. I just, between the Nuggets' desperation and the fact that the Wolves don't have Ant and don't have DiVincenzo now, I'm not sure. I don't think they win, but I don't think they even lead by 10 during this game. The ones that I am really thinking about, like Magic, sure, but they're too short, plus 140. And I think the Pistons are going to win the game. The ones that I am most drawn to are the Hawks at plus 215. That's probably number one on my list.
Ouch.
I know. Sorry, Thorb. I think you'd be foolish not to at least entertain the Raptors at plus 310.
I thought it was just today, by the way. So
no,
I didn't even think that. Okay.
And then again, the Blazers are plus 460.
Sure. Yeah, your first pick is stupid.
Well, I knew you'd feel that way.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, I have the Knicks in a money line parlay. I expect New York to win. We're just talking about trailing by 10 at some point. You don't think that
they will do that? They will do that almost instantaneously. They will do that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you do not think my pick is stupid?
Yeah. No, it's probably a good one. Yeah. They will be down at 10 at some point in that game. So just
and you're getting a decent number, plus 215. It's just I'm trying to middle it, or I'm trying to thread the needle at that point if I do that. Because again, I'm already invested in the Knicks.
Ooh.
What do you guys think? Where would you go with this up 10 promo?
So if I want to bet Phoenix, that means at plus 400, that means to cash the bet, they need to be up 10 at some point in the game. Is that right?
Correct.
It would be Phoenix.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't either. But I mean, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to bet like a minus 160 team, and they're at home, and there is some sentiment against the OKC. Like, it's possible they could get hot for a quarter.
Yeah,
I see how much you're trying to make here.
If we're just chasing the odds, which is fine for people that want to do that, I think there's a better chance of the Wolves at basically the same number than the Suns leading by 10.
I think the Nuggets are going to kill the Wolves. It's a perfect time for them to bounce back without two of their best players. But I hear you.
I'm gonna try to hit that game live because I'm not betting it at the number now, but I'll take like anything 7.5 and under. So hopefully the Wolves stay in it a little bit.
Take over Embiid.
This is not for the promo, but we're just talking about the game. What about minus 3.5 first quarter on the Nuggets?
I love that.
Oh yeah.
I'd prefer a first half bet, whatever that line is, just because. Well, what is that line? It's probably kind of big.
First half?
Yeah.
He said quarter. He said quarter.
First.
Yeah.
First
he said
half,
quarter, but I'm
6.5. First quarter is 3.5.
I'd really like that first quarter.
I'm going to play the first quarter bet right now.
I like it. I prefer the. Yeah, fair enough. Thorb's on it too, but I prefer the 6.5. I prefer just the longer sample size of 2 quarters. Even though it's a much bigger line, obviously, but that's what I would go with. I think they'll be up 10 at half. It'll be a well-oiled machine. Like, I don't think Denver's that good. But I mean, you're down 3-1. You're at home. You're still the better team, and no Anthony Edwards and DiVincenzo. Like, good luck.
Well, that's why I'm kind of leaning into the desperation of the opening quarter, and I don't disagree with the halftime play either. I think they're both going to hit. I just prefer the first quarter.
Yeah, that's fair. I like it.
I had a sizable wager on the Nuggets, and watching Ant go out in the second quarter, I was like, this is the freest money I've ever gotten. They suck.
Felt good for a hot minute.
God, I felt fantastic. I was like, they can't lose. That would be hard to lose. And they not only lost, they lost by a good amount. They suck.
So we're not riding together on this up 10 promo bet, obviously.
So what did you end up going with, the Hawks?
Well, I haven't done anything yet because if I don't need to use it now if I'm going to do the Hawks tomorrow, but I feel like the Hawks are my favorite.
They will do that. They will do that. They will go up by 10 at some point.
I think the Suns, somebody I work with is already on this play, but I like the Suns plus 11.5 tonight.
Okay, that's fair.
You know,
it's a Suns game tonight.
I've got some money line parlays that involve the Thunder. I think they're going to complete the sweep, but yeah, I mean the Suns could hang around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Adam, do you have the best number on that 3.5 quarter?
I did not shop it around because I used it on the fun book with a boost to take it to even money.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, you said the fun book is
you got some happy hour boosts. Make sure you opt in on those, my friend.
They're $10, dude. I don't even do them.
Oh, mine was $10 and I just got the jump to 25.
Ooh,
I don't know why, but I did.
Did I tell you guys I finally got limited on DraftKings, so now I'm down to $2.
You showed us the screenshot.
Yeah.
Of all the books to get limited on, that sucks.
Yeah, tough times, man. Tough times.
Now when because I remember hearing Jeff Feinberg talk about this on Pat's show. We should have Pat on the show, by the way.
We should.
On this show. Let's have him. I'll I know all of us are friends with him, but I'll give him a text later on today.
Sure.
But when Jeff, he's limited at whatever, but I'm not sure what it is, but he'll basically be able to make the bet you want to make, Thor, but he'll just mix in like a minus like 7,000, favorite in some random sport, and they'll let him do the golf bet that he wants to do. Have you tried that, and do you know if that will work for you?
Yeah, I'm still not going to be able to get down a lot, but it'll help.
Okay.
Because I think some books I can only bet like $1.30 on something. But I think DraftKings, like I've tried some and it led me up to like $40-$50. So that would work on there. Which I've done. I remember I sent you whatever tournament. I had 8 Xander Schauffele parlays and I didn't expect all of them to hit, and they did.
Yeah.
And then Xander didn't win. But yeah, I was thinking about doing that with Scotty this week to get a better number. Because I already almost fully bet him, but I kind of want to wait to see if I can get him live as well, which we can get into our picks on that if you want.
Do you need to have a therapy session off of the last tournament, or are you okay?
Well, so that's the thing. Are you talking about the DP World Tour event? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I didn't realize that Thorpe had this guy Adrian Otegi as well. I had a lot on it. Thorpe had even more on it. I was up until 3 a.m. watching the final round because it was over in China. And again, I didn't know Thorpe had money on it. It turns out Thorpe was up way later than I was watching. He was up all night watching it because he had a lot of money on it. And I wake up at 6:30 in the morning, not because I set an alarm, but because my mind was telling me the tournament's over. Like, you should check to see if you cashed the 2 tickets I had on Otegi. And when I went to bed, he had a 3-shot lead. He was like minus 350 or minus 380 to win the tournament. And there was only one chaser. It's not like there was this chase pack of like 5 or 6 guys. There was literally only one guy within range. Everybody else was way back. That one guy within range in those last 9 holes not only caught up, but passed him by 3 shots. So I wake up and I'm like literally doing this. Like, I must be looking at this incorrectly. There's no way this happened. And Thorpe?
Yeah. That was a really fun watch at 5 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, dude, that was so bad. I had the most clear hedge opportunity, and I usually every big better you always see like never hedges, right? Which is like, I feel like maybe like they're trying to be cool by not hedging, and like they say they don't hedge anything. Hedging is so fucking smart, especially in golf. Like, I was staring at, he had a 3-shot lead, like Sia said. I was staring at a plus like 385 on the only guy who could get him. If the guy won the outright, I would have won $2,200. I just needed to put $400 on the guy behind him. And even if my guy still won, cool. $1,800 is still sweet.
Totally.
You know what I mean? I gotta I just don't, but it seemed so, which it does a lot of times. It just seems like, I don't know. He was the better golfer. Like he was up 3, back 9. Like, I don't know, but just hedge, people. If you have like a big,
I've come around to it. I was very anti-hedge for a while, years. And I wouldn't say I do it like any opportunity now, but I'm much more open to it than I ever was before.
Yeah. Well, when I used to bet golfers just to win 1,000, and that made it more hard for me to hedge, because like, if I was winning, like if I hedged to win like 500, I wouldn't even be like that hyped about it. Like I get hyped for like the bigger ones. So I would still be pretty fucking hyped at $1,600 on a 5 a.m. China tournament. You know what I mean? So stupid, bad move.
For all the, people like to do rankings, right? Like rank the beer, airport beer, shower beer. Where on the list of painful moments outside of like real tragedy and loss does waking up to see that a bet lost that you were so certain was going to win, where does that fall? It's a terrible feeling. It's awful.
Yeah. I mean, we're in a stage where we just tend to watch them out. It just so happens that like I had made the decision I wasn't going to stay up all night. So it doesn't happen quite as often. But do people say often or often? People say often, right? I always say the T.
Yeah, often.
All right. I'll try to say often. I just don't
guy.
Feel like you're a T guy. Okay. I'm
gonna Toronto as opposed to Toronto.
Oh, people say Toronto?
Yeah. Toronto.
Yeah, actually, because that sounded kind of right to me.
Yeah.
Toronto. I mean, why would we take the T out there?
You just do.
Yeah,
too many T's.
Okay, fair enough.
T's, take it out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't. So sometimes I'll ask the question and I'll be like, "No, I say it that way," but then I don't really know how I actually say it, so I'm not even sure if I'm on the silent T in Toronto. No, I'm definitely not. On the scale, it's. I mean, you kind of have to just put it on a betting scale. It's like one of the worst things that can happen outside of just a crazy bad beat. But yeah, it can ruin. Like it'll ruin for me. Like most of the rest of the day. The only thing that salvaged it for me is the Fitzpatrick brothers one. I didn't have them pre-flop, but Friday morning at like 9:53 a.m., I saw that they were 27-1, which was almost triple their odds. And I'm like, and they had already started out the round and they were like playing pretty well. And I'm like, okay, it was like borderline wrong because other books had it at 17-1. And so I hit that pretty hard. So I ended up winning a decent amount of money on the weekend. But if I hadn't won that, I would have been like, you're always thinking like the world is against you. You have no perspective whatsoever. And it's like, dude, it was a 50-1 shot out in China. Like I had no business winning that bet. But when they're in position, it does hurt.
Yeah. I'll tell you, to kind of go back to Adam's question, I'll tell you what I would have rather done. Go to sleep when Sia went to sleep.
Yeah.
That's what I would have rather done. So maybe that's better.
As opposed to
he went to sleep in a happy place.
Car accident in front of you.
Yeah, he went to sleep in a nice happy place. Guys up 3. You know what I mean? I went to sleep pissed, just angry.
Well, what's funny too is right when I went to sleep was on the 9th hole of that tournament. It was on the 10th hole on the turn where Bernd Wiesberger chipped in, and that would have been like, oh, now I have to keep watching. And then I would have actually witnessed the train wreck from 3 to 6, and I would have bbeen like way more disappointed. So I'm actually glad I got out when I tired.
Yeah. I turned it in on the chip in as he was doing it. So it was could have been all my fault. I'm not going to lie.
I blame myself all the time when I'm like monitoring a game, but then I turn it on and like the worst thing happens to my bet. As soon as I turn it on, I'm like, oh, that was me.
Just totally instantaneously, just a 3-pointer from half court just gets drained.
Makes no sense.
I've told you guys, if there's a bet I really care about, as opposed to just like a smaller one that I'm just having fun with, usually I won't watch the game. I believe with all of my being that I am bad luck for my bets. You don't
have the inverse of, because like sometimes, if I check on the bet, it's not doing well. I'm like, oh shit, the boys need me. You know what I mean? And then I'll pop.
Sometimes, but
yeah, I do that a lot.
But if something is going well, I won't go anywhere near it.
Okay. See, I don't do that enough. Maybe I'm ruining the ones that are going well.
Yeah, stay away.
Okay.
I'll watch it if it's going well, but if something like really bad happens in the first like 3 minutes, I turn it right off. I change it to something else, 100%. But if it's going poorly, sometimes I'll just watch. I mean, I I won't watch it anyway because it's going poorly. I'm like, all right, I'm out. I've lost this one.
Speaking of going well, Thorb, and I don't even know if you know. I don't know if you're on top of this stuff on a daily basis, but
Probably not.
we had talked about how through March anyway, you were having a really good year, really good first few months of the year.
Crazy.
Has April continued suit?
Nuggets hurt me bad. But yeah, I'm up this month.
Well, up is up.
I usually just give you guys exact numbers, don't I? Yeah.
Maybe typically, yeah. If I remember right, you were up like 14 or 15K through March on the year.
Okay, so let's go to see. I'm up 13 now.
Not bad. Can I say this? The NBA, even though it's the playoffs and it's a lot more like definitive in terms of what you're going to get from each team.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm disciplined about is not putting, and this doesn't apply to any other sport, just the NBA. That's a sport where I've actually got my limits. Like even if something looks like completely golden, I'm not like betting the house on it like I might in golf or in college or football or NFL or even baseball. There's something about the NBA that I just feel like something just is inherently going to go wrong. So I'll bet a good amount, but I'm never going to be like all in on an NBA bet. It's not going to happen.
I'm a big live better of the NBA.
Yeah, I get that.
The swings are just nuts. Like, for instance, I don't want to bet the Nuggets at 11.5. So if I can get it 7, 8, I'm going to take it instantaneously. And then just, because I hate betting pregame NBA. And then 2 minutes in, I could have got double the number. That drives me crazy. And it could go the other way, but typically doesn't. So I don't know.
Well, look, I mean, case in point, as intern Alex here behind the scenes, Abiz in the chat, I'm up 45.3 units since March 1st. Thorb, you passed me the good hands. Hey, as long as somebody's doing well around here.
That's pretty sick.
Even yesterday, the Spurs, and I didn't, really do anything with it because I was skeptical and shame on me. But for anyone that hopped on, Spurs were plus 350 on the money line at halftime yesterday, down by 17. And proceed to win that game by 21.
Yeah.
Now I thought plus 10.5, like just the spread, plus 10.5. To me, that was an auto play. Like that was a no-brainer. I was skeptical they were going to come all the way back and actually win the thing. And they were basically tied like 5 minutes into the third.
I stopped watching that game because I thought I lost because I took the money line when it moved to Spurs at even money. I was like, oh, good bet. Then at half they're down 17. I was like, fucking terrible bet. Let's get this shit off my screen. And then and then I checked like 4 hours later. I was like, what the hell happened, dude? That's crazy.
It's nuts.
It's a funny comment from Joe Neuenfeld in the chat. He's in the YouTube chat. By the way, we are on YouTube. So for those of you that are watching, if you want to check us out on YouTube, go ahead at Your Betting News. But he says Thorpe has to be up after stealing the DK money. So just to be clear, though, because you have been the hottest golf bettor that I've seen so far in 2026, and I've seen a lot. That does include the DK cash out situation, does it not? The up 13K?
Yeah, that's like an extra 2,200 from the DK scam. No, I didn't scam them. It was their fault. So
it was their fault. Nobody got scammed.
Yeah. Error. So I've stacked another like 11 on top of that. So we're doing all right. This is definitely the best year I've had by a long shot. So we'll see if I can. We might talk in 2 months and shit might be right back to where it was. We'll see.
So what are your? We talked about this yesterday. What are your Cadillac picks? Do you have them finalized, or you just got a couple that you've bet?
Yeah, I did something that I've never done in my entire life.
You bet Scotty Scheffler.
Actually, I did it one other time and he won. So maybe 2 for 2. But yes, I bet Scotty Scheffler. And I had a $50 bonus bet, which went on Hovland without Scotty. So trying to get a little 2 for 1 there.
What are the odds?
I got Hovland without Scotty. He's 28.
It's 28 now. It was 26 last night. So his number's getting a little bit longer. It's around 28.
Yeah, I rebet it because I was pissed. I saw it went up to 28.
Yeah, I get that. It's disrespectful.
Yeah, it's disrespectful, man. I just did it. So yeah, Scotty, the best I could find is 320. I didn't think about the parlay thing. I should have just been parlaying a bunch of stuff with Scotty, but 320 I think is like right around where he normally is, and there's no Rory, there's no Fitz, there's no Ludwig. If there's like a time to do it, in my opinion, especially for this course, no Xander, dude. Like that's why I thought he'd be in the 2s, to be honest, when I first looked. So I'll take it. I'll take
Hey,
a shot.
Chats with you, by the way. Riding first 5 Blue Jays Dodgers full money line parlay. He got it plus 124.
Yeah.
124.
That's a nice number. I'll tell
I got
people, by
it.
the way,
That's great, Todd. I got it at plus 125 last night, plus 114 today. But that honestly, I wasn't even searching. I just went to the book I normally bet at. So I have 2 different books I bet a lot at, and one was the plus 125, one was the plus 114. An hour ago was the plus 114. But you could always do that, Thorpe, with Scotty Scheffler, see how those odds turn out. Just throwing it out there.
I've told people, and I've talked about it here, my MLB system plays, the trend betting. And, the plays today, for anyone wondering, because we do talk about this from time to time, Rays, Mariners, White Sox, Pirates are the money line parlays today. Again, Rays, Mariners, White Sox, Pirates, as I check my spreadsheet.
Those are teams to win today. What about the losing streak teams?
Those are just, whether I couldn't even tell you which side they're on. Those are just the teams I am invested in today, whether they are, going against a losing streak
I see.
on a winning streak. Yeah.
Are you saying I should pair these with Scotty Scheffler? Let me see what I got here.
I am telling you, these are blind system plays. You got to ride that roller coaster with me if you want. These are not like jump in on Monday, April 27th plays necessarily.
So when you were out of the country, were you able to
on top of it every day? I had somebody back home taking care of it for me.
Because weren't the Mets like on a
they
crazy
lost
losing streak?
12 in a row, which was obviously good for the trend betting.
So basically, from game 4 or game 3 on, you were just betting against the Mets?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And, we've like the Phillies sucked for a while. The Cubs and another couple teams went on like 8-9 game winning streaks. So
the Cubs went on a 9-game winning streak all against the Phillies and the Mets. Anyway, carry on.
Right. So I'll just tell people. So we've been doing this now, or I've been doing this now for a month. I mean, we're a month into the year at this point, and which has in total been ballpark. It's been about 170 bets since the start of the year going on or against, streaks of 3+ games. It was bad out of the gate. It was like the first 2 weeks, I was down 20 units doing it. It was bad. And then with these long streaks, as again, like I say, get on the roller coaster. It got hot. It flipped. And now I am down. Overall, I'm down, but I'm down 2 units.
Easy peasy.
So it's stormed back the other way. And, we see how it goes. It's gonna be a lot of this, depending on the winning and losing.
Yeah, I tried to break the Mets losing streak with a hefty wager. It didn't work. They won the next night.
Thorpe, where do the Knicks end up here in the playoffs? We know they're not winning at all. Where do they end up?
Yeah, winning in the championship.
Which championship?
You actually, it's a best of 3, and they are favorites. But do you believe they're going to beat the Hawks?
Oh yeah, they're so much better
I do
than
as
the
well.
Hawks. They're so much better than the Hawks. It's funny. Me and my buddy were watching the other day, and we're just like thinking about the players on the floor, like in our starting lineup, and we're like, we should be really fucking good. And they're just not. And it doesn't really make much sense to my brain. They're all so good. They're all really good players. Like if Mikal Bridges was a number 1 option on his team before he came and sucked ass. He doesn't
He's
suck ass.
Super overrated.
But
Bridges
still, he was still
overrated.
the guy over there. You know what I mean? And
in Phoenix?
No,
or in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's not a real team, but I hear you.
Well, yeah, but when you get a guy like that and he's like your third, you'd think, hey, man, we're doing something here, And he's not even our third. OG's a dog. I love OG. But yeah, I don't. They're weird.
Bridges exists.
Yeah, he does.
He's a great defender. Like it's not like he's a bad player. I just don't think he's like a really core key guy to a championship team necessarily.
I just think they have no idea how to run an offense with any of these players. Like it's so hard to watch at times. Like most of the time they don't even start moving or passing until there's 8 seconds left on the clock. And it's infuriating, man. Because like they barely even run pick and rolls with Cat and Brunson. Like it's they only get Brunson or Cat the ball at like the 3-point yard line, never give it to him in the post, which he wins like 90% of the time when he's there. They drive me nuts, man. Drive me nuts.
Given how weird this first round has been so far, and maybe your answer is no different than it was going into the playoffs, but taking off your Knicks hat, both of you though. What's the NBA Finals right now as you see it, based on what you've seen so far? Most people are going to say the Thunder, but you guys go ahead.
Thorpe?
I mean, it looks like it's going to be the chalkiest option you have, I guess. I mean, like,
so Thunder Celtics.
Yeah, which is just a cop-out answer. So yeah. Yeah, Knicks Spurs then. Yeah, for sure.
So my pre-playoff pick, which I'm pretty sure we discussed on the show, was Spurs and the Celtics. I'm sticking with that.
Okay.
There's a little bit of hate going on with
about Wemby bouncing his head off the floor.
Oh yeah, when he smashed his face in the that was cool. Yeah.
I mean, it looks like he's fine, which is great. But how concerning was that for you in that ticket at the time?
Oh, just a concussion.
Yeah, I mean, NBA concussion. I mean, that was such a slow motion, like awkward fall, which is pretty much every Wembanyama fall. But I didn't think that was going to be a big deal. I was actually impressed though. Portland certainly like playing a little bit better. Like Scoot Henderson with 31 a couple of games ago. Like I didn't see stuff like that coming. But I mean, that series is over. And if OKC has issues with Jalen Williams and his injury, I mean, the door's definitely open for the Spurs.
Hell of a name Scoot is, eh?
How can you take that guy seriously, right?
You can't.
Probably not God-given.
No, but like you can't be a star in the NBA if your name is Scoot. You just got to use your first name.
No, yeah, you're a role player as Scoot.
You're a six man at best.
Yeah,
when he's on the bench, hey, scoot over.
Yeah,
move down the line.
Just
speaking of finals, so I was doing a show earlier today, and we were talking about the NFL draft, but the segment evolved into, fortunately, because talking NFL draft and draft grades, I think is kind of whatever, but it evolved into like some win totals that we like and unders and overs. But then we got to the Super Bowl matchup. And because I was preparing for that segment, I went on, the sports books and I looked at Super Bowl, like not just champions. I looked at like Super Bowl exactas because I wanted some inflated, crazy number.
Mm-hmm.
So the one I chose, at least one of the ones I will choose, I haven't bet this yet, at 80-1 was the Rams. And you have to get the exacta right. Like you have to actually pick the Super Bowl winner. The Rams over the Chargers, 80-1. I still like the Rams in the NFC, but I feel like you could make that bet with like one or two other teams in the AFC and just call it a day at 80-1, 60-1, whatever, 55-1, depending on who you pick. Any thoughts on that?
What would the Dolphins be?
It's not even on the board. They're not going to take that money. They're too honest. Sportsbooks are too honest for the Dolphins.
7,000.
Help me help you. Save you from yourself.
Yeah, I kind of like that because what are the Rams just to win the bowl?
I mean, they're the chalk. They're the favorite. I think 8-1.
It might even be shorter than that. I'll check in a second.
Really? Ugh.
I know to win the NFC, they're in that 4-1 range, which is still kind of crazy if you think about it. There's some obviously Seattle's, in their division.
Sure.
Yeah. That's a gross number, though.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on we don't need to talk about it because I'm sure, like, I know we've talked about it on other shows. You guys have probably talked about it elsewhere, but the Rams are just like high comedy for me right now with all this McVay and Ty Simpson stuff, and it is like it's absurd. This is really the major thing for me, especially considering we're talking about the team that is the betting favorite to win the Super Bowl. I hate that they didn't use a first round pick to go out and actually help this year's team.
Totally agree.
Some other area to address a position of need or depth or whatever. Like,
I love the pick.
You love the pick because you don't like the Rams. It's not like you like Ty Simpson.
No. Well, nobody knows about Ty Simpson yet. I just think that good teams that are good for a while do this. They do something like this. They look for that future quarterback because Stafford's going to be there maybe 1 to 2 more years.
Sure.
So like, why not? If they love this guy in the evaluation, just take him.
Clearly,
I normally agree with that, but I don't think Ty Simpson is great. That's
sure,
the thing.
But you don't know shit, see ya?
That's kind of true, but like,
yeah.
I mean, we watched enough games at Alabama where it didn't look like Ty Simpson was special. Doesn't mean Sean McVay can't turn, like Sean McVay and Shanahan, they can turn quarterbacks into anything. Like we've seen that. But I mean, again, if that's true, then you don't need to waste a mid-first round pick on Ty Simpson because again, you can make, lemonade out of lemons. And I just feel like this is a Super Bowl team. Like beef up the defense, the offensive line, whatever it is, even at receiver, they could have been lethal. Yeah. And instead they go Ty Simpson. They can find a quarterback somewhere else.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, Les Snead and McVay both acknowledged not even watching not watching film. They obviously watched him in college, but did not review, effectively didn't prepare to draft this kid. Like there's a backstory there that nobody is being told, whether it's Les Snead's connection to Ty Simpson's dad or whatever it is. There's something that is not being told to the rest of us here externally, from that organization, because for McVay to come out and say he didn't even review film on the kid, neither of them even talked to him. Ty Simpson said he never had a meeting. He talked to some scouts at Alabama from the Rams. Nobody anticipated this. So I would just love to know what caused it.
I didn't know any of that. That's I figured that'd be somebody like McVay was banging the table for.
No, it appeared that McVay wasn't necessarily, from his body language, that he wasn't necessarily behind this pick.
Or even on board with it, let alone behind it.
Yeah. Joe says the Rams were not great the last 2 months. Lucky to win even one playoff game. So, I mean, first of all, they had some injuries on the defensive side of the ball, which lends itself to, hey, maybe you should have drafted one of the great defensive players. But I don't know if they were bad the last 2 months. They lost some games that I thought they would win. They lost to Carolina, and Carolina, like, that's not a good look. They had some issues, but the truth is they would have had home field advantage if they didn't allow Seattle to make that ridiculous comeback that included a crazy 2-point conversion and a kickoff return and all those things. They would have had home field advantage, not Seattle. And I promise you, it sounds ridiculous, but they would have been the Super Bowl representative. That came down to home field advantage in the NFC Championship, in my opinion. And so, yeah, they stumbled a couple times, but they were, again, one crazy couple of plays away from securing home field advantage in a tough NFC West.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because like I'm in my team has sucked my whole life, so I'm in the position to just take a QB whenever the hell. Nothing matters if you don't have. So like even after Stafford, you're gonna suck if you don't have anybody. So why not take a shot on a kid if you really like him? I would have took him at 12. I don't care. Like even we just signed Malik Willis. I don't give a shit. I would have took him. You don't have anything if you don't have a quarterback. You have nothing.
I agree, and which is why I didn't hate the Michael Penix, Kirk Cousins thing, especially with Cousins coming off an Achilles and being old and all those things. But in this situation, I get Stafford is old and injury prone, but I feel like you could have gone out and just in free agency, like figured something out, get a Jacoby Brissett type. If you're trying to secure that quarterback position for time period that Stafford is there were probably some guys on the open market you could have schemed for. They're your backup quarterback, and now you've got like a secondary guy that you can really lean on.
Yeah, but they weren't drafting a backup quarterback. They were drafting a guy theoretically for time after Stafford.
I would have done it a year from now. And I know Stafford could be done a year from now, but I would have done it a year from now.
Well, bottom line here, if Ty Simpson is good, none of this conversation even matters. Because then they did the right thing.
They get saluted if he's good. I just don't. Like Tia. I don't believe he's going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, fucking this. I love the you guys just see like all like fan bases just like, oh, I can't believe our team drafted this guy. Like this draft sucked.
Yeah,
like,
what do we know?
You guys don't know shit. So like because I was watching, because Dolphin fans are absolute lunatics, right? So everyone was so angry, especially at the first pick with Proctor, and it's just God, like all right. Here's my thing: when you have a entire new staff, right? So you got the new coach. Basically, everybody's new. And once again, you don't know shit. Nobody knows shit. There's like 6 people out there that maybe know shit, right? And 99% of these fans don't know a fucking thing. So when you have a new staff, you let them pick whoever the hell they want, and you see if they did a good job. Like if it was still the same guy, if it was Chris Greer picking all these picks, yeah, I'm sure all these picks suck. But you got a new guy, and if he could coach how you want him and how he got hired to coach, especially the first pick, like his problem is like he's lazy, came in overweight or whatever. If this coach is as good as you hired him to be, he will fix that part and he's going to be a good player. So just wait and see and shut up. There we go.
I'm just trying to keep up with the you don't know shit. Yeah. Also, no shit. Like there was a lot of, you say.
I did a no shit with the no shit.
Yeah, we need a montage.
The Rams.
Twitter GMs, man, are just they're out of their goddamn minds.
Well, there are people who like are definitely faking it a little bit, and they're like breaking down film, and it's like, no,
you don't know how to watch.
That's
film,
not right.
Yeah.
That's not right. Like that is a lane. Like if you're gonna step in, and there are people that can step in that lane for sure.
Yeah.
But like if you're gonna step in that lane, you better like know what you're talking about. So again, my Ty Simpson criticism is kind of loose. I mean, I have been watching football for a long time, and do understand concepts like pocket presence and, leading your receiver into windows and, what transfers from college to pro. But I certainly don't know. I don't have all the answers there. But Ty Simpson just doesn't, especially for the Rams, just doesn't appear to be that guy this year, where they're, again, plus 800 to win the Super Bowl, leading the pack. Seahawks plus 950, Bills 10-1, Ravens 10-1, which is that weird?
Yes.
Why are the Ravens, like I would think 12, 15-1, but anyway,
Very weird.
Chiefs 15-1, Niners 16-1. So we have in the top 6 teams, we have 3 teams from the NFC West, which is crazy. Then it's the Eagles also at 16-1, the Patriots 16-1, Chargers 16, Packers 16, slight drop off to the Texans and Lions right after that.
Yeah, I would venture to.
Sorry, I was going to say just breaking news from Shams. I forgot it was even award season still. Congrats for anyone that has a Cooper Flag Rookie of the Year ticket. He's won.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it does make sense.
Alex is pumping his fist. It appears he has a future. He had a future on Cooper Flag. You could not have given that to Con Knipple. What are we doing? Like the league's not going to let that happen.
Until the last month or two of the season, you absolutely could have.
Yeah, you could have, but I just feel like it was never going to happen.
Sure, I get it.
But I was going to say, back to sort of the Ty Simpson thing, I would venture to say, because once again, good teams do this, I bet you they draft a QB again next year. Maybe not as high, but because once again, if you do not have a QB, you don't have a thing.
That's
Ask
right.
me. Yeah.
You can't do that if you have Stafford coming back.
Sure you can.
Yeah, I think you can too.
Yeah, it's second round. Who's this? I've seen enough second round picks in my day drafted by my dog shit organization that don't amount to a fucking thing. So if you draft a quarterback and he doesn't amount to a thing either, oh well, that cornerback you drafted out of fucking Cincinnati might not work either. So just draft a QB.
Well, the big rumor that everybody wants to push is that Joe Burrow is not happy in Cincinnati and that he's going to be a Ram when Stafford retires. That's fun.
That might keep McVay around.
That might keep McVay around. Yeah. That would be super fun. All right. So if it's not the Rams versus the Chargers, I know you're not looking at the exact odds, but I kind of am. So anybody want to throw a couple teams out?
I'd have to really look.
It's hard to not get chalky, even though last year, obviously, we saw the most unlikely Super Bowl matchup of maybe ever. When we had a preseason 60-1, a preseason 80-1. So it's I don't see it. I don't know about the Ravens. I do like the Bills, which again, big surprise. We're talking about a team's in the top 5. Chargers, I like Harbaugh and I like a lot of their pieces, but I'm just not sold on the Chargers. There's something, maybe it's just organizational DNA, but there is something about that team I can't get behind.
Okay, so here's the thing. I got this wrong last time because we were talking about Denver and I was like, oh, Mike McDaniel went to Denver. He's obviously the OC of the Chargers.
Correct. Yeah.
Thanks.
I think that is a huge difference for the Chargers. I think Justin Herbert is going to be I'm not saying he's going to be MVP. I think he's going to turn Justin Herbert into the quarterback that we all conceive of Justin Herbert being. Mm-hmm. And we know this defense, when it's healthy, and the offensive line, when it's healthy, super strong. I think the Chargers, I'm not saying they're under the radar, but I think the Chargers with a good OC, I think are super dangerous.
You guys are going to learn quick how much of a dweeb Mike McDaniel is and the most overrated play caller of all time.
No chance. He's a top 5 play caller.
Horrific play caller in Miami.
Sure.
Absolutely. But you can't ignore what he did. Not only the first couple of years in Miami, but prior to Miami. I mean, the dude has been an elite OC.
His limitations were more than, sorry to interrupt. His limitations were more than any other OC had, almost in the history of the NFL, because you could not let Tua get hit. You couldn't let him even buy time and break the pocket because he might get hit. You had to run plays where the ball was getting out in 2 seconds, which defensive coordinators knew. They knew that was coming, but you had no choice. That's how you had to game plan for the quarterback that you had. This is a completely different ball game now for him.
The thing
how about scoring more than 3 points when Tua was not in?
Well, that's what I mean. The thing that alarmed me, and I again, obviously this is where Thorpe is coming from, is how unimaginative the play calling was anytime Tua was unavailable.
Who were the quarterbacks, though?
Sure, but
no, there's no sure. You can't say sure. They were awful quarterbacks. There's no debate about that.
I mean,
I've seen it done where you can score more than 3 points.
Performed better in Baltimore than he did
every single time in Baltimore. Every single time by leaps and bounds.
Like you want to talk about like Skylar Johnson or Thompson or whatever the hell his name is. Sure,
you don't even know his name. That's how
we had Teddy Bridgewater that everyone thinks was a good backup.
Nobody thought that. Nobody thought Teddy Bridgewater was good.
Sean Payton went on live TV and said he would replace Tua that year. That's how much he liked them.
Listen. Teddy Bridgewater's a good guy. Even when he was in his prime, he was not
back.
He was not good even in his prime. I
didn't know Bridgewater. I
could show you 7 media clips of everyone saying Bridgewater was going to replace Tua that year when we signed Bridgewater.
I'm just saying
that was an indictment of Tua, not of any.
No, it wasn't.
Smith, you had Achane. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't move the ball at all. That was
Teddy Bridgewater couldn't throw for more than 70 yards in a game when we
because he can't throw. Listen, you guys got to watch the games. You can't just chase the box scores afterward.
I'm watching every game. It's my team.
Yeah, well, you're not paying attention because Teddy Bridgewater did not look fit to play quarterback. It was very obvious.
He is not even a backup everywhere else.
He's not even a third string in the NFL. He's just a good guy. He knows the playbook. That's it.
He was putting up points wherever else he was, wasn't he?
Not really.
He couldn't put up a single point with the Dolphins.
He was bad. He's not a backup quarterback in the NFL.
That's
why he was coaching. That's why he was coaching high school.
The NFL.
Yeah, look, Teddy Bridgewater was a serviceable guy when we got him. Serviceable, very serviceable, and looked like he never played football a day in his life when he was in Miami.
He was serviceable 10 years ago before he quit at the NFL to coach high school football. That's just the reality of it.
A decade ago.
It was not
probably.
It was 5 years ago when we signed him, or whatever the hell that was. When everyone was calling, he was going to take over.
I mean, I don't know what that says about the Dolphins or the quarterback position. They did not have a quarterback. Skylar Thompson, Teddy Bridgewater. That's not good.
Quinn Ewers.
Rookie Quinn Ewers, 7th round, right? 6th or 7th round.
You put Skylar Thompson on the Rams. He puts up 10 to 17 points. I'll tell you that.
Well, that might be true. I mean, McVay and Shanahan are the two. That's why I didn't say McDaniels was the top coordinator, because there's two that are clearly better than him. You'll see. I'm telling you. I'm willing to put.
Justin Herbert's a good quarterback, so like they're gonna have a good offense. They have a good offense every year. I'm just saying this McDaniel guy is gonna get so much credit for basically just having a very good team now.
I think we're going to see Justin Herbert play a little bit better than we've seen Justin Herbert ever play. And I think it's because of the offensive coordinator.
He's going to have a healthy O-line for once, and then everyone's going to be like, look what McDaniel did. He didn't do fucking shit. He got figured out his second year when in Miami, and then didn't know what to do. He had no idea what to do. Once all those passes over the middle that he schemed up didn't work, he had no fucking clue what to do. And he managed his clock worse than any human being. You know how many timeouts we called after a timeout? It was unbelievable. The guy is so overrated, man. Just because he looks like a nerd and everyone thinks he's a fucking genius. Yeah, no.
Stifler, aka Joe Neuenfeld. Justin Herbert might statistically be the worst playoff QB ever. I mean, can he just win a game? Like
that might be true.
Never mind winning the Super Bowl or being in the Super Bowl. Can he just win a game?
I'm a very O-line apologist, so like I give people a lot of credit until you actually have human beings that could block for you.
Sure.
But we will see. CJ Stroud had a bad enough game to set him back like 7 years of stats. So yeah, I don't know.
So
I don't well, go ahead.
What's the Super Bowl call then? Joe said Niners versus, what did he say? Niners versus the Ravens.
I do not believe the Niners are going to be there.
When's Mahomes come back? Because I would like to get them.
He's supposed to be back for week 1.
Yeah, so give me the Chiefs in one of those exactas. That's kind of what I'm looking at.
No.
I feel like the Chiefs' day might be done.
No, I mean, he's coming off a torn ACL. Like, can we see what it looks like first a little bit? I think they're going to be run heavy. I think, like, I've got a Kenneth Walker MVP ticket. I think
that's the dumbest bet I've ever heard.
Wait, Kenneth Walker MVP? You said?
Yeah.
What a fucking lunatic this guy.
I'm not saying it's like a full unit wager or something like that, but I think the number was 30-1 or more than that. I think Walker.
It should be 400-1. A running back is not winning the MVP.
Also,
no, he's not, but it's a justifiable long shot.
Okay.
I don't know that Mahomes.
Oh, you
is
know
gonna
what?
be back
I'm
week
sorry.
one, by
I
the way.
don't have MVP on him.
Thank
I
you.
do have an MVP ticket on Gibbs and his is the one I'm thinking of, 125-1. No, the 30-1 I'm thinking of on Kenneth Walker's Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay, I was gonna say you got the worst number ever in history.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably is 400-1 to win MVP.
Yeah.
No, Offensive Player of the Year is what I was thinking of.
So Thorpe, Chiefs versus who?
It's very hard not to go chalk on the other side. So I don't. That's kind of what I was looking at.
So is the chalk the Rams? Like, who are you taking?
I would take the
Seahawks.
Rams over Seattle, but it's too easy.
Well, just so you know, the Rams to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. What do you think that number is?
I don't know why I can't find it. What I think it is 75-1.
Are you serious?
Do you nail it right on the nose?
Right on the nose.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, dude.
Oh, that's what I thought. I was like, that's why I hesitated. I was waiting for him to be like, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a
hey,
big number, though. That's a tall number for two teams that I think people think are going to go potentially to the Super Bowl.
I'll tell you what, dude. I'm better right now.
Eric David
Right
says,
now. We're better right now.
Eric David says Chargers Niners, which is interesting, but he didn't say who was going to win. That's kind of an important piece there. Adam, so who do you like? Who over who in the Super Bowl?
Let me pull up a book just so I can at least not forget something that I won't look at the exact. I'll let you keep that a secret, but I do want to look at Super Bowl odds for specific teams.
I feel like you guys are ruining the exercise. I feel like you should just come up with two.
The Seahawks, by the way, at plus 950, I think is absurd. The books are stealing your money for anyone that bets that. I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle doesn't even make the playoffs.
Whoa.
But
Let's go.
I will say,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll put the Bills there. And God, I want to put the Lions there, but
If the Chiefs knock the Bills out of the playoffs again, do they just hang it up?
yeah, like Josh Allen says, you know what? I'm just going to quit fatherhood.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be a supportive husband. I'm going to be a Hollywood husband.
So Bills versus who?
It's so freaking chalky. I guess I'll say Rams.
Who wins?
I don't know.
You guys suck at this game.
I was better
It's
than
not
that.
like we're making
better
you're
than
like
that.
signing a freaking mortgage.
You came prepared for this. I put no thought into this.
First of all,
Doesn't
we're
matter.
not.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
but
matter
think
what
about
the
the
odds are. Just name a
NFL.
couple of teams.
Exactly. See, I like producer Alex in the chat. You know what I mean?
What do you
Saying
think?
I love the Broncos. I love the
Oh,
Broncos.
gross.
this year. I love them.
Broncos are solid.
You love the
I don't
Broncos
hate
because
that.
of Jalen Waddle there now.
No, I just absolutely think he's perfect for that offense, and they needed it.
So that's 90-1. Broncos, Rams, but who wins, Alex? Who wins
Yeah, who
between those two
wins?
teams?
See, the homer pick would be to say the Broncos because I'm a big Broncos guy. But in reality, it's probably the Rams. I
Then
think
you just hedge it
Rams
out.
beat Broncos plus 9,000.
I like that.
What's
That's not
Bills?
bad.
What's Bills over Lions?
Ooh, that's going to be down the board a little bit. I'm going to have
Yeah.
to search. You're going to need to give me a couple minutes on that. Did you say Bills over Lions?
Yeah, you'll get a decent.
It's 100-1.
9-1.
100 100-1.
Oh, 100-1. I was going to say that makes a lot more sense. Stifler loves Alex's voice.
The Lions, yeah, I said that. He's got an amazing voice.
He
It's
does.
true.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The face is a problem, but the voice.
I mean, I didn't want to say anything, but
All right.
yeah.
He
He's
left.
gone.
He just left.
All right.
The Lions to win
I
the
might have found our
NFC
clip.
seems very far-fetched to me. I know we're only a year removed from them being like very good and then getting dismissed by Washington, but like, I don't know. I feel like that Lions era, that like, Dan Campbell era, I feel like
But
we're
all
on
the
the
talent's
backside
still
of it.
there.
Their defense is a problem. Their back end isn't great. Their defensive line's great, but they do have some injury issues. I don't know. I feel like Detroit has more holes than people think, personally.
I did the Broncos one, both sides. Both sides. You know what I mean?
Like Adam's wife's ex.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, people.
My
don't
wife
like
would
golf
never
in the
date
chest.
someone with just a mustache. It would never happen.
It's a goatee.
Not
He has a
more than
goatee.
mustache. It's just
I mean,
very hard to
kinda.
tell.
It's
You have
kind
to look
of
really
a
close.
goatee.
Yeah.
We've been at it for an hour, and we got another show on Thursday, so we don't need to go on and on and on. But I do feel badly, Sia, that we really didn't touch any of your topic list. So is there something? Do you have a favorite on the board?
Well,
we can
so
roll some stuff over.
I'll offer this as like maybe a teaser for the Thursday show, which I think we're going to do Thursday at 4:00. Is that
Or
right?
I believe, yeah,
Okay.
until it moves, yeah.
So there's a couple topics that I think are kind of interesting that I wouldn't have otherwise thought were interesting. Diego Pavia, I think, is kind of interesting, what he's doing to his career or what he's already done to his career. Aliens. I was so out on extraterrestrial life like 10, 20 years ago. And now I'm like, it's not that I'm back. I was never there, but now I'm like, okay, like I can't be super close-minded about this. Like it's possible. We're hearing
Project
things.
Hail Mary and it opened your eyes.
Wait, say it again.
Did you go see Project Hail Mary and it opened your eyes?
Oh, I don't even know what that is. I haven't even seen the literature or the stuff that might be on like YouTube or whatever. I've heard the rumblings. I've heard like certain people I respect talk about it that I'm like, okay, Joe says aliens not real. I'm still on that side, but I'm not going to be like aliens aren't real, dude. I'm not going to be like condescending about it because I feel like, all right, I'm hearing some stuff. The other thing is, and this can be for Thursday's 4:00 episode. Dishwashers, kind of scamish. We talked about paper towels. We talked about the dry cleaners, although we didn't give that enough time because dry cleaners are a gigantic scam for the non-dry clean items. I mean, that is just
no starch,
huge. But dishwashers, do we really need them? Are we just running water and buying these huge appliances when they can't even clean off like the grime that's on the dishes? We have to hand wash it before we put it into the dishwasher.
I do that.
Kind of defeating the purpose. So the only extra time is to basically dry it, which does take some time. But like, I feel like dishwashers aren't like a huge need. I feel it's a little scammy.
They're not necessary. I agree with that, but I will dismiss them being like unhelpful or whatever. Like, yeah, I will clean a dish, and I will actually clean a dish pretty well. I don't like putting a grimy dish in the dishwasher, but when I'm cleaning it, I'm not cleaning it with soap and everything. I'm just using a scrub brush and I'm getting the crap off it, and then I'm putting it in the dishwasher.
Adam, guess what? Here's the neat trick.
I haven't just.
Here's a super neat trick.
It's not the same thing.
You put soap on the scrub brush and then it's clean.
No,
you don't need the dishwasher.
Because to me, maybe it's the me thing. If once you put the soap in the scrub brush and you put it all over a dirty plate, and then you move it to another dirty plate and another dirty plate, and so on and so forth, you're just using a dirty scrub brush. That's not getting the dishes clean.
That's an interesting take. But when I'm cleaning a dish one by one, I'm getting it soapy and clear so that I'm not worried, and then I'm running hot water over it like a dishwasher would, by the way. And so I don't have to worry about like any sort of dirt residue because again, I'm using hot water with my soap.
You guys got a good brush recommendation because I had when I'm cleaning dishes, I'm getting soap everywhere.
Sponge, not a brush, a sponge.
Yeah, I don't like that though. I feel like I'm touching too much stuff. I don't like it.
I'll send you.
No, I need to hit it from range.
I'll send you a little something. You can grab it on Amazon. I don't like the sponge. The sponge gets too. I don't like the sponge. The sponge
gets personal.
Gets messy. It does feel personal.
Yeah,
a sponge on one side has to be spongy. On the other side, it has to have that coarse material that can like get to the
that's
stuff.
Just a regular fucking sponge, see ya.
No, regular sponge is looks the same on all sides. It is a regular sponge.
Thank you for describing a sponge.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Does everybody know in the chat now what a sponge is?
Okay, you're talking to a sponge guy. Okay, I am kind of a sponge connoisseur.
You fucking
There's not just one type.
You got to buy the ones that are tipping on both sides. You fucking figured it out.
You don't want the ones that are the same on both sides. You need the coarse one.
I actually don't find the humor in any of this. I don't. There's all kinds of different sponges. I don't know what we're laughing at.
I don't even know where you get the ones that don't have the coarse side on.
They're everywhere.
No, they're not.
They're everywhere. Yes.
That's
Oh,
those.
look, a sponge.
Although I
Here,
prefer
you're using the ones that look like
that
that.
looks like a chia pet for one, but I prefer the blue instead of the green, just aesthetics. But
I agree on that. Yeah. Yeah, but I my thing, I'm not. I want to go from range. I want to come in from a distance. You know what I mean? But then there's fucking soap just spraying everywhere.
Also, there's a lot of forearm work doing that. Like it's just that feels
okay
like
with that.
Work it
very
out.
extra.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so you guys can't help me out on that fact. I just got to keep
I
spraying
can't. I'll
soap
send you
all over the
something.
fucking place.
I'll send you something.
Yeah. Give me some good. Give me some good.
So
You guys got those cool little straw things too. That you just you getting like one of these fucking things right here, like one of these looking guys. You just what I'm saying?
just like that. Yeah, I do know what you're saying. I think that was it from my wish list that we can push to Thursday. Overrated condiments, ketchup, mustard, overrated. I'm just putting it out
Here's what
there.
I use. The
Agreed.
soap. Maybe Alex, maybe you can bring it up. Look up on Amazon or wherever the soap dispensing palm brush. That's what I use.
It dispenses, huh?
Yeah, soap
Ooh,
dispensing palm brush.
Yeah, I'm old school, man. I don't want that type of help. I don't want that type of assistance.
Once you
I need the
discovered
palm olive, and I need to squeeze it out.
This
On
is how you
this
guys
sponge.
skip those gym trips.
Yeah, well, I'm sure
You gotta really
once
work it.
once you discovered the technology of a sponge, see, I'm sure you were all hyped up about that, and you just stuck there. Yeah,
I was.
There it is. Yeah, that's what I use.
What
No,
the
we're
hell?
Not, we're not using. Are we clean? Are we like polishing shoes? What is that?
No, you use that.
That's not going to.
See, that might not be enough range for me. I still
No,
feel
you got the range.
Still feels personal. You got the range?
No, you got the range.
The
Okay.
grill
Still
thing.
feels a little personal.
Yeah,
You guys don't know what you're
The
doing.
sponge is personal. The sponge is like in your hand. You're getting soap everywhere.
Yeah,
No, that's
some stuff touches the back of my hand. I'm
gross.
like,
No, that thing
Yeah.
keeps your hand clean, unless of course you're a wild animal, which is possible.
yeah, I really get after it. That's like I said, the soap is absolutely everywhere. I have to clean the counters afterwards. The soap's everywhere.
You're like my dad.
Yeah.
Does
I'm
like a
just like
full
your dad.
counter wipe down after cleaning the dishes because he gets the water everywhere.
Everywhere, dude. Yeah, it's fucking everywhere.
This is
And then I use paper
barnyard
towels
living.
to clean it up to disrespect Sia.
Yeah, A-Biz talking about his sponge making his hand feel like a raisin.
What? Like what?
Like what?
Yeah.
You guys are getting too much work in.
It's a very dainty take. Like, what are we doing? Like, we're afraid of water getting our hands. Like, come on. What are we doing here?
Nah, I'm
Man.
a woman.
Come on. This
Are
is
we
bad
allowed to
takes.
say?
He just
are
called
allowed
you.
to say something as a dainty take in
Yeah,
2026?
he
Is
just
that
called
allowed?
you dainty, Alex. That's crazy. That's crazy. You
I
gotta hang
don't
him up.
even know the definition of that word, bro.
He called you a bitch.
It's kind of like an old person's way of calling you.
Yeah.
Something delicately small, pretty, or I can't pronounce.
Oh,
that
pretty.
word.
That's not bad.
Yeah, you're
I didn't
pretty.
expect that to be in there.
That's something.
Right?
That shouldn't be in there. I don't
Hang
think.
your head on that.
Pretty little bitch, Alex.
I don't
What they
think
call
pretty
me
should
in
be
the
in that
hood.
definition at all.
Yeah.
Is okay, real quick though, because I do want to go back to some of this. Yeah, pretty should not be in that
No.
definition. You're right.
That's what it is.
Ketchup, overrated, yes or no?
No.
Yes.
Considering
Alex?
I'm basically not a condiment guy in general, yes.
Okay.
This you could do a whole episode.
Are you
on
waiting
that.
for more answers?
I was waiting for Alex. I didn't hear an answer.
He said no.
I said no.
Oh, you said no. All right. How about mustard? Not honey mustard, just straight mustard.
Mustard
Go.
is straight garbage.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
Like it's legitimately gross to me.
Don't need it. Never even tried it. Don't want it.
But
I'm
we're
not
pro-
sure if
we're
I've
pro
tried it. I
honey
might have
mustard, though, right?
accidentally stumbled upon it. Somehow got in there. You know, that might have been the only time I tried
Little
it.
Dijon.
Yeah, it's gross.
No.
Gross.
But honey mustard we're in on, right? Like honey mustard's pretty good. Yes.
Honey mustard's
Don't give me
good.
any mustard.
Yellow
Give me any
mustard.
of it.
Don't want it.
Depends on
Alright.
what it's on. Like if you're going on like a sloppy Joe, yeah, give me all.
No,
the
you
mustard.
lost me at sloppy
What the
Joe, my
fuck are you
friend.
talking about?
Yeah,
Man,
out.
get back
I'm
out of here.
out.
Get back out of here.
I'm from Nebraska. All right, that's a staple. But, yeah, I would say mustard on anything but that is nasty. But I don't know what it is about sloppy Joe. Just makes it
It's fucking nuts.
infinitely better.
It's nuts.
Is Chris Farley gonna pop out here dancing around like the lunch lady,
I get it.
singing
Yeah,
about sloppy joes?
Oh, I didn't
Hey,
get that.
it's V.
I just put hot sauce on everything personally, so I don't even like any.
Oh, hot sauce. Now we're talking.
Yeah, I'm not a hot sauce guy either, but I don't hate hot sauce. I just don't enjoy it. It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Kind of
So
kills the
if-
taste of what you're eating, doesn't
So
it?
if you have like buffalo fingers or wings, you don't want them hot?
Not really. I want like some sauce on them, but I'm usually like a sweet, like tangy situation guy, not necessarily a hot sauce guy.
Nah, give me
Yeah.
the hot.
That's a dainty take of yours.
That is a dainty. No, hey,
Yeah.
I own it. I own it. It's
Yeah.
kind of dainty.
Personally, I look at people very differently if we order wings and you don't get hot wings. You know what I mean? I judge them. I judge them hardly.
But do they taste good? Are you like, oh, this
Absolutely.
sauce tastes? I know the chicken tastes good, but like, are you like this hot
Loving
sauce
it.
tastes good?
Well, you don't need to get them so hot that it
Yeah.
like you can't breathe and you need like a glass of milk.
Yeah,
But
there's
like,
a line.
little kick. Little kick.
Yeah, I don't want to be like because there's a point where you don't enjoy it, but that's very rare.
Yeah.
Like people just if you're a restaurant that does that, you're just trying to be cool at that point to have like
Yeah.
the super hot wing, but
The cool hot
most of
sauce
them are
restaurant.
delightful.
And nobody likes
Yeah, we're not hosting an episode of Hot Ones here.
Yeah, I do want to do that just to get
That would be fun.
Yeah.
We should have a show, Hot Ones.
Oh, we should make up a
like an
show.
internal
Hot
show.
ones.
No, I'd not invent a show. The show exists. We should have like an internal. We should have an internal Hot Ones.
Hmm.
Have a little
That's kind of a fun
competition.
idea.
Yeah,
And
Thor-
just taking the entire concept of the show and just doing it. That'd be
yeah,
That
but we
would be
wouldn't
funny.
claiming it as our own.
Yeah.
No, I would. You were
Um,
gonna ask me something, Sia? What do you got?
Any update? I know we got to get out of here. We'll be back Thursday, but thanks for being in, everybody. Make sure you follow the podcast, Apple, Spotify, all of those things. Okay, Eric David, sweet chili or Korean barbecue wings? Yes.
Throw them
to
both
all.
in the garbage.
Korean,
That's where I want to be. Sweet chili or Korean, barbecue.
Yeah, throw them both in the trash.
It's delicious. Any updates on Miami move?
Do you really think so?
Yes.
yes.
Oh, you do. Oh no, then absolutely not. No, yeah, I don't get updates. I don't even know what the place looks like that I'm going to, dude.
I'm not
just-
asking you like what the furniture is in your
Yeah, he didn't ask for your
apartment in
salary.
Brickell.
He's just wondering when
Like, do
you're
we have
moving.
do we have like a hard and fast date where like, hey, I'm moving on this date, or we're not there yet?
Hell no. Hell no. I have about a 2-week stretch that I'm looking at. That looks tasty, you know, end of May, early June type shit. You know what I mean? That seems good.
Hell yeah.
That seems good. You like that shit? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, if you're curious for your first 5 bet, scoreless bottom 3.
I was literally just about to check. Okay.
I did put I put 50. I bet it fully
$50
and then put 50 on it with Scotty as well.
I love that.
Ba boom, ba bang. Yeah,
Okay, so they
All
got a
the
man on
24
first with
of
one
it.
out in the bottom of the third. Just throwing
It's a
that
free
out there.
run.
That's
It's a
good.
free run.
Okay.
Blue Jays have some injury issues. That's kind of the main issue here. But anyway,
Yeah.
Great.
Anyway. All right, Adam.
Well, yeah,
close
let's
the
do it
show.
again on Thursday, roughly 4 o'clock.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe not even Thursday. We'll,
Yeah.
we'll let you know.
Yeah, it could be another day entirely. Could be a different week. We'll see.
no, it'll be Thursday at 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. That seems good.
Hell yeah.
Let's go with
Hell
that.
yeah.
All right. Thanks to Biz behind the scenes. Yeah, bring a real shirt on Thursday. What, you don't like this one, Stifler? This is for Thorpe. You know
I'll
those
take
guys
it.
are Thorpe?
Yeah. What a garbage shirt.
On to Canton.
Yeah. That can go with the fucking sweet chili wings right in the
Talk
garbage.
Adam. Nobody needs to see that. You guys don't need to live that.
Oh, we should do a shirt off show.
Oh, we have to do the
Here.
bicep. We have to do the bicep.
Hey, look what he
comparison.
brought.
I got sun sleeves on.
How we
See,
doing?
that ain't cutting it to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not
that ain't cutting it.
This ain't
That's
good.
pretty comparable to the thing I just saw.
I need to do a
Instagram
pump
that you
before the
put
next
out.
show. Pump.
A quick pump before the show.
Let me take this sun sleeve off real quick.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
I feel
Thanks,
like
guys.
mine might be better.
Nah, it's
What's
not
that?
cutting it.
What's
Yeah,
that
probably
Stallone arm wrestling movie?
Over the top.
Over the top. Yeah, we're gonna get a show over the top between the two of you. Let's just gotta get you in the same room first, though.
Let's do the slap fight thing where
Oh,
we just
God.
slap the shit out of each other.
Is that okay? Real quick though, that's
Is that
got to
a
be the
sport?
dumbest. Like, there's some dumb
Yeah.
sports. That's got to be the dumbest in
Oh,
every
yeah.
in every form of that word. That's got to be the dumbest. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Highly
you just,
unsafe
like,
and stupid. Yeah.
You're begging
So
for
dumb.
concussions.
Yeah.
And there's like
Who
no
goes around
power
looking
slap.
for that?
That's what it's called.
Power
There's
slap,
no
yeah.
like. There's just what are we doing?
I wonder how big that is and like how much like money it actually generates.
It's big enough to like get. I know some people that are like
That bet
hosts
on it?
of those that are like well paid, not necessarily in that, but like they wouldn't be doing it if they weren't well paid for it.
You know people that are hosts of those?
I'm familiar with somebody in particular that does hosting of that. I haven't talked to her in a very long time, but
Wow.
yeah.
Well, if you reconnect, let's have her on the show because I would love to dive deep into that sport.
Yeah, and then we just slap the shit out of her.
I don't think you could do that.
Oh, all right. We're not on the same page.
I don't think that's okay.
Okay.
I don't think she'd like it either.
And on that note, we're out of here, folks.
and next up, Puckett. See you Thursday.
Bye, guys.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the
Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here.
rolling.
What you gonna do?
Rolling.
What you gonna do?
Down in the rolling.
What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit.
What you know about